All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff? Who knows? All right, good evening, everyone. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate Hearing for Wednesday, October 10th, 2018. As I like to say, if you have a code enforcement issue, you're in the right place. My name's Doug McGibbon. I'm the Special Magistrate. First thing we're going to do is swear everyone in, and we'll probably do this once or twice more as strays come in late, because everyone comes in late. Everyone raise your right hand, say I do when we're done. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. All right, everyone's got the right hand up, even the little boy. All right, most of the stuff we're going to deal with here tonight are going to be either violation hearings or fine assessment hearings. Everyone hopefully is signed in so they know you're here, and you won't be waiting for the end of the agenda to be heard. When you hear your name being called, you go up to that podium over there. You will state your name for the record. The code enforcement attorney will show you a series of documents they wish to place into evidence. You can look at them and object if you like or not. The village will present their case. You will present your response. I get to make a decision. That flips when we get to the fine mitigation hearings. Those people have been through a violation and a fine assessment hearing. They are asking for relief, so they get to go first. Then the village gets to respond. I think I've covered everything. Take it away, Village of Royal Palm Beach.
Sure thing. Amity Barnard, Assistant Village Attorney. We're going to start on page 2 of the agenda. These are foreclosure authorization hearings with case 12-2022, 10229, 10233, and 10287 Okeechobee Boulevard, Brixmore, GA, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach, LLC.
Okay. Who's here for Brixmore, GA, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach, LLC?
There are two of us.
Ah, guy with the tie and guy without.
The code section is 6195 CD and 2349A14. A fine was assessed from 3/29/13 to 4/10/2013 at $50 a day for a total of $650 and continuing until compliance is met. The fine total as of October 10th, 2018 is $14,250. The lien was recorded on 4/17/2013. The OR book and page is 25956. Pages 0463 and 0464. The lien has been recorded for a total of 1,850 days. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, foreclosure hearing notice. Exhibit 2, recorded orders assessing fine. Exhibit 3, orders assessing fine and service. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 5, the affidavit of compliance.
Okay. Please identify yourself for the record.
Yes, my name's Brian Willis. I'm the attorney for Brixmore, GA, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach, and with me is...
My name's Paul LeMay. I'm the senior property manager for the property owner.
How do you spell your last name, Mr. Millay?
L-E-M-A-Y.
Okay, prop manager. All right, would you like to show them these documents, Ms. Bernard?
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. This is the notice of foreclosure authorization hearing with the sign front. The recorded order assessing fine.
Yeah, and then Paul, were you? I noticed you said that it was 1,000 days, so this was from 2013.
Yeah, we can get there.
Okay.
Once we get there.
Okay, I don't think I've seen this one before.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you have enough time. We don't even have you signed in, so it'll
Copy
be,
non-recorded.
it's gonna be a while.
Proof of ownership from the property appraiser website.
Not at this point. We'll let you sign in after we've
Fine.
taken.
Do you have any objections
the
to these
one-
documents?
No objection.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Okay, so as I understand it, it's a fairly simple procedure with requesting a fine or a foreclosure authorization. We have to have a non-homestead property.
Correct.
We have to have an order that's recorded for more than 3 months,
Months, correct.
and that's it.
Correct.
So what's your response? Because I see one here is 2012, so more than 3 months.
Yes,
I
Your
heard
Honor.
someone say 1,000 days, which is more than 3 months.
Yeah. Agreed. Your Honor, again, we're the landlord for the property. The violation is because of a tenant of ours, who we were told was going to be here today, but has not. Under our lease agreement, which I understand this is extra information, they're the ones that are responsible for this payment. The paperwork I have in front of me is the eviction proceeding, and they've had 3 different attorneys. They are fighting us. We, as the landlord, are trying to get them out of the space because there's been defaults under the lease. And so we are doing everything in our power to deal with this problem tenant and get them out of the space. And ultimately, under our lease agreement, they're the ones who are responsible for this.
If I may interrupt just
yeah.
for a second, I think you're talking about a totally different case.
This is Top Taste Restaurant?
No,
No?
no. This is for general maintenance on the facility. This is not,
Okay,
Top Taste is not on the agenda tonight.
okay.
Yeah, that's a $15,000 fine, I remember that one. So, this is just you, I take it?
This is, I have no information about what the general maintenance is that you're referring to. Sorry, Linda.
Okay, this is for, it was staining and just general maintenance stuff from back in 2012.
Okay.
And it appears that they must have complied at some time because you said it was a $650 fine. There's no continuing after that?
No, it's continuing.
No, it's continuing?
No,
Oh,
there was
it's
a
not
compliance
continuing, but
affidavit.
it complied in 2014.
yeah. Okay, so $650 and they
And
complied?
continuing it was, the fine total was, as of
14.
today. 14,250.
Yeah.
Yeah,
14,250?
something like
Oh, okay, I thought that was the same thing. Oh, I'll just move the 14,250 up a notch, and then we aren't even doing 18-0782 yet, right?
No, we'll do that
Okay,
next.
we'll do that next. All right, so this appears to be,
This is different. We're working with the other 15,000 fine, which obviously the magistrate's aware of. I have limited information about this earlier fine, which is from 2013 apparently. And we'd like to have some mitigation, obviously, because they've brought the fact that we've done it and we've addressed the issue, and it's been out there for years. This has been a solved problem.
you turned off your mic. Well, this is not a secret proceeding. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you may have complied and
Yes.
got the building painted, but what happened to the $14,250 worth of fines you were supposed to pay? And/or, why didn't you come in and try to mitigate it in 2014, 15, 16, or 17?
Well, this is the first we're hearing about it. Paul LeMay is a longtime property manager. This is the first he's hearing about it as well. I understand it's in the public record. That doesn't mean that we know about it. We're here today because it's important to us, and we're trying to be proactive and work with you all to solve this. It is an extremely high fine for painting that's been addressed for years, and we really would like the opportunity to get some mitigation done.
Well, mitigation is a different hearing and a different part of the agenda. This is the part where they want to get a foreclosure authorization order so they can foreclose on the lien that you guys haven't paid. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. They've met the elements. You don't have anything to contest the fact that they've met the elements, correct?
Again, I'm not aware of this. I don't have any information. We don't agree that
Okay,
they've
so-
met the elements.
So we just have 3 months and we have an outstanding fine that hasn't been paid.
That's correct.
And we still have an avenue for you to request a fine mitigation.
Okay.
So that's still possible, just not at this hearing.
All right.
So,
Thank you,
yeah,
Linda.
you're gonna have to try to do that at a different hearing, but right now, they're wanting to foreclose on their lien. And they've shown me that they have a lien that exists for over 3 months, and there's no homestead protection to this property, so I get to say granted.
Yeah, we're just requesting authorization to foreclose
Yeah.
at tonight's hearing. That's correct.
And then we have one more,
Yes.
okay?
18-0782, 10229 Okeechobee Boulevard, B-13, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach, Cosmoprof.
Right. This is code section 16-1A and 16-9. A fine was assessed in the amount of $500. The fine total is $500 as of October 10, 2018. The lien was recorded on 6/22/2018. The ORA book and page is 29942, and the pages are 442 and 443. The lien's been recorded for a total of 111 days. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, foreclosure notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, recorded orders assessing fine. Exhibit 3, orders assessing fine and service. And Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Okay, please show that to the respondent. We have a signed green card, we have service.
And can you please restate your names for the record?
Brian Willis, the attorney for Brixmore at Cobblestone.
Thank you.
I'm Paul Lemay. I'm the property manager for Brixmore.
Thank you. These are the exhibits again that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of foreclosure authorization hearing with the signed green card. Order finding delinquency and assessing fines, which has a recording stamp. The original order from the village, unrecorded copy. And proof of ownership from property appraiser. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No objection.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. This one at least will be easy someday, further down the road.
This is for Cosmoprof
Yeah, this is-
and
this
their
is one where it's a
BTR.
tenant.
They still have not renewed.
So you may have a tenant you can actually tag back for this one. This is one you may want to request some sort of mitigation later on, but,
And our request is for a continuance of this. I mean, we're actively trying to work with these tenants. We just think it's inappropriate to
It's a
proceed.
$500 total fine that doesn't involve continuing fines because it is just the failure to get a business tax license. So it's not going to be anything you can continue. They failed to do it. There's not like $50 a day or $100 a day running on it.
Right.
They just haven't done it. There's nothing to continue. The only thing there is to do is either pay the fine or request a mitigation. And I'm sure you'll be here for the mitigation request on the prior case, so you might
Well,
as well just-
and there is in our position, right, I mean, we are not the ones that are violating. We're trying to manage this property, so there is a continuance because we're trying to get this from our
Okay.
tenant and help you out. And so the basis for that is to
The-
allow us to do
The law is
our
very
job.
clear and simple on this. The fine is the responsibility of the owner. You have a contractual relationship with your tenant that has nothing to do with the relationship between the owner's property obligations and the village. So there's nothing to continue on behalf of the village. You have a potential for a lien or a contribution suit or a eviction action for the tenant's failure to follow his lease, but you don't have anything here. So the request for continuance is denied, and the request for a foreclosure authorization order is granted. And just so you know, I'm a town attorney for a little town called Glen Ridge. The last lien case I litigated, which we tried a couple months ago, I ran up a 10 grand fee. So y'all can take that for what it's worth. Okay,
Very, very nice.
thank you. Next.
Thank you. Moving, on the same page, but moving to fine assessment hearings, case 18-0898-114 Segovia Avenue, Lydia D. Cordero. You can go to the podium, please. Thank you.
That's fine, you can translate for her, we don't care.
Gail McLean, Code Enforcement for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order finding violation.
Hey, mommy.
Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay. All right, you have service by posting, you can continue.
Yes, I did.
Can you state your names for the record for me?
Yes, my name is Mary Cordero.
And her name?
Lydia Cordero.
Thank you. And what is your relation to her?
Daughter.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service for the notice, or excuse me, the order finding violation. Second page of the order. Proof of ownership from the property appraiser website is Exhibit 2, and Exhibit 3 is ISO 400 permit information. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Okay, thank
All right, admitted without objection. So what they're saying is that a fence was done without a permit. I obviously probably signed an order here previously, right?
Correct.
In August, yes,
In
sir.
August, which probably meant she should have gotten her permit, so she wouldn't be in any more trouble.
She
And
has-
obviously,
She has the permit now.
she has the permit
Yeah,
now? Oh,
She
good.
complied, yeah, so the fine stopped running.
Okay, so at least we have a fine that stopped running. Good, at least you're partway there. Okay, so what do we have in terms of,
This was out of compliance for a total of 11 days, so we'd be asking for a fine in the amount of $275 and not continuing.
275, okay. So your mom did what she should have done, it's just she did it 11 days late.
Right, and the thing is that, you know, my mother, she doesn't speak English, and I'm the one that, you know, handles this for her, and I have a document here that I underwent surgery, so it was a little bit hard for me to take care of that issue. When I
Okay, we gotta stop you there. This is a very process-driven thing, and you're either a violator, or you're being fined, or you're asking for mitigation. You're trying to jump being fined and being asked to ask for a mitigation. You get to come back to do that at some other time. Okay, and then you will bring your doctor's note and everything else. But right now, I just have 11 days, which is good because it's stopped at $275. It's not continuing. You're not gonna get up to the $14,250 the other guy did before you. So we're just gonna do an order for the 275, and it's stopped, and they can't foreclose on you because you have, house is probably homesteaded, I would assume.
I'm not sure on this
It's
one.
probably homesteaded, and if it isn't, it should be. And then she doesn't have to pay it unless she wants to pay it, or wait till she sells the house and she can pay it.
No,
Okay?
okay.
These are all your options. You'll come back later for mitigation, but I'm just saying, right now, at this step in the process, she's done good, but she did good 11 days too late, so I'll do the $275 fine, and you can decide whether you want to come back to a different meeting to ask for a reduction, and you will bring your note that says you were ill during the period, or it wouldn't have taken 11 days, it would have been done earlier.
Okay, understand.
Okay? And that's where we are, and this just, you know,
Okay.
I can't jump the steps because they'll yell at me. So. Okay, so I'll sign that order for 275, no continuing.
Thank you.
They'll mail you a copy, and then all you have to do is call the office and ask. I think it's a one-line form you check.
Come see me.
Just come see Lou, and she'll show you how to get onto the mitigation or the
Perfect.
docket,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
275, no continuing, granted.
Thank you. Moving to page 3, staying in fine assessment hearing, 18-0448, 139 Sparrow Drive, Royal Village Town Houses Condominium Association, Inc.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order, finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Okay, you have service via posting, you can proceed.
Cheryl McGowan,
And your relation to the property?
Vice President on the board.
Thank you, ma'am. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service for the order finding violation. Exhibit 2, oops, we're out of order. Margaret, what was exhibit 2? Lost it somewhere?
Oh, yeah, Lou didn't give me the verification ownership. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
pretty
because
further.
it's the,
So we don't have exhibit 2. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
because it's a blah, blah, blah,
Do you have any
HOA.
objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Admitted without objection, so has anything been corrected, or is it just still the same?
They cleaned up some of the landscape debris, but there's still some dead plants. Sidewalk is still stained, and like the dead bush. They did remove the large dead tree. but
Okay, the
there's
stump
half
I
of
saw in one
another
of the prior pictures, they removed that?
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's good. It's at least the biggest thing done, but,
yeah, the big one's gone.
all right. Ms. McGowan, what is the Royal Village Townhouse Condominium Association, Inc.'s response to?
Okay. So we know that we haven't done the sidewalk yet. It's on the schedule for next week. We've been getting painting and roofing and all kinds of repairs done on the buildings, and we wanted to wait until they were finished. So they're supposed to be done the beginning of next week. We're already on the books with the pressure cleaner to get that done at the end of next week. We've taken out the big dead tree. We're having problems with the permitting to do the smaller trees. The paper that we need to get the permits for all of it is not available, and so we have to get somebody in to draw the landscaping designs. Right now, we're strapped for cash because of all the other maintenance that we've been doing, and it is on the books to get it done as soon as we can, but it's not a simple process.
All right, what is the village's response, if any?
The village's response is unfortunately, we gave 4 months, over 4 months for compliance originally, so at this time, we need to start a fine running. Unfortunately, you indicated this is a process thing, and we're at the point where we need to start a fine running.
Yeah, you appeared and you asked for additional time, and I gave it, I guess, because I said you got an additional 4 months.
And we are still not finished with the buildings. We get caught in the rain, we've had one issue after the other issue.
Yeah, we're down to landscape debris and sidewalk is stained. Those really don't require a lot of building.
Well, at the cost of having the sidewalk cleaned, it's ridiculous to do it before the painting is finished. They're making a mess over there as fast as we can clean it up. We
Okay,
just
well-
wanted to do it in order.
Then that's just a conscious choice of your association. Rather than do this and get it fixed and stop a fine, you'll wait when it's practical, but you'll get the fine. All right, what's the amount of the fine?
It's 12 days at $25 a day, so it's 300 and continuing.
All right, and this goes for everyone in the room. If you get this fixed tomorrow, that's great. Give them a call. They'll go out, they'll inspect, and they'll stop the fine. But if you all fix stuff and you don't give the code enforcement people a call and they don't notice it for a month or two, unless you have pictures and video showing when you did it, you need to have them stop by and inspect it. Right now, there's really little I can do. I gave a 4-month delay. You know, should have worked with them and tried to get another delay, but now it's time in the process for the fine to be assessed. $300 plus continuing.
How would you go about, just for future, to get a continuance on a continuance?
Well, you would go talk to your code enforcement officer, show them exactly what you've done and what you need. Then they would come up here with a recommendation that wasn't, well, we gave them 4 months, but they're not finished.
Okay, thank
Okay?
you.
Just saying.
Thank you. Moving next to page 4, 18-1214144 Dove Circle, Kamani Sarabjeet and Chandralika Das. Apologies if I mispronounced.
4.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Oh, and Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Oh, okay. All right, you have service via posting. You can proceed.
Could you say your names for the record, please?
Chandralika Das.
You're not
Party
going to
out
speak or
there.
no? Okay. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of
No,
service for the order finding violation. Second page of the order. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website. Exhibit 3 is a photograph of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the affidavit of compliance. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No, but we fixed everything already.
Yes, ma'am, you're right, and we'll get there, but this is the affidavit showing that you're in compliance.
Mm,
Any other objection?
No,
Thank you.
Did they identify themselves? Did I miss it?
I'm sorry?
Did I miss them saying what their names were?
She's
Back in.
Which one?
granddaughter, Chandralika.
Okay. Chandralika Das. Got it. All right. So what do you want to do since they've fixed it?
Yeah, this was out of compliance for a total of 6 days, so we'd be asking for a fine in the amount of $150 and not continuing.
Okay.
If she came, that we would ask and hope.
I did not get that.
Give them a minute.
Pardon?
I said I'm giving you a minute to work out what you need to work out.
So the village's position is unchanged. It's been out for 6 days. We have to ask for a fine at this time. If the respondent would like to seek mitigation at a later date, that's certainly an option, but
All right, they're saying you were 6 days late in putting the screens up. And what do you have to say to that? You were late, you weren't late?
we are, last week we put the screens up.
Okay.
that's correct. We have a compliance date of 10/4.
Okay, so it was last week, so they missed by 6 days, so they complied That'd be today, 10/10?
No, they complied 10/4. The compliance was required by 9/27.
So there you go, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they're saying you were 6 days late and I have to do a $150 fine because it was $25 a day. And you can come back and ask for mitigation if you have a reason. And
Okay.
We've lost the daughter or granddaughter, so, okay. All right, granted.
Thank you. Next one down, 18-1370139 Sparrow Drive 5-A, NT Real Estate Holdings LLC. Oh, she's not? Okay,
All right,
sorry, scratch
Next.
that. Moving to violation hearings on page 7, third from the bottom, 18-1485, 111 Fairway Lane, Joseph K. Mazil.
okay.
The code section is 622-108.4, work being done without a permit. I observed this violation on 7/31/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. You have an affidavit of service. You can proceed. Ma'am, could you state your name for the record? You just don't look like a Joseph to me.
Woodley Mazil,
And your
Okay,
readers.
could you spell your
my
first
brother.
name?
Hold on one second, spell your first name?
Woodley, Woudlye. Last name is Mazil.
We have that one on,
Okay.
printed out.
And
All
your
right,
relation
thank
again
you.
was what?
Wouldn't be close.
Brother, okay, you're the sister. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service
Okay.
for notice of hearing, and the notice of violation, which is right here. Affidavit, or excuse me, Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, and Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
It was just a few leaks, not replacing the roof, so I didn't know.
Okay, we'll
I
get there.
needed a
That's,
permit.
we'll get there.
That-
That's to the
that's-
merits. Any objection to just the documents?
No.
Okay, and then you can explain that to the merits.
Okay. All right, so it looks like we're having a little roof work done.
Just like patching up a few leaks, not
Right.
replacing the roof.
Okay, well, whether it's patched or repaired, you still have to get a permit. And I think that's the
The
complaint.
extension of the work that was done, I explained it to the gentleman that was there. The extension of the work that was done was gonna need a permit, and he told me he would contact the owner and let them know that would need a permit, and that never happened.
I didn't know I needed a permit.
Okay. You, sir, your name is?
My name is Paul Jackson,
Paul,
Yeah,
spell your,
that's the gentleman I spoke to at the property.
Jackson?
Jackson.
Okay.
And you are a contractor, sir?
I'm just a maintenance guy.
Okay.
All right,
When she saw me up there doing the facial, and I discovered that right on the edge of the driveway, where the car garage at, it's only a piece about, say 24 by 24.
all right, a couple feet by a couple feet.
Yes.
Here's the deal, you need to get a permit for this work. Now, this is your home, I take it, correct? So you can get an owner-builder permit?
Well, not if
But
you
She can get an owner-builder permit, and then he has 6 months to build it, and it has to be inspected.
He'd have to be a licensed
Well, I don't,
contractor to be doing the work that he's doing.
okay, well, to get her out of trouble, though, all she has to do is get a permit, and then she can sub out a licensed contractor to get it fixed, and she'll be okay, correct?
She doesn't live there, I don't believe. It's not homesteaded.
It isn't?
Say that again.
Say he doesn't
Do you
live
live
there.
at the property?
I live there.
Because it's
Okay.
not homesteaded. so they won't let you pull an owner-builder permit.
And she's technically not the owner, she's the sister of the
Well,
owner.
that's even, if he lives there.
Right, but
Does
we're
your
asking
brother
for
live
I
there?
do, yes.
Okay.
I would
He
do-
needs to go get his homestead status taken care of at the, who's it, property appraiser's office? Property assessor's office. At the property appraiser's office. And he's gonna wanna do that just because it gives him all kinds of protections from liens and foreclosures and things. But if he does that, he can pull a permit for the roof work, and he can have 6 months to get it done, and while he's pulling the permit, they will tell him what he needs to do in terms of who needs to be licensed, what needs to be inspected, things of that nature. But just the simple thing of, they're gonna give you time to get this permit, what time are you gonna ask for?
Correct, compliance by 11/29,
Okay, 11/29,
or the 12/12 fine assessment hearing,
12/12,
or $25 a day
for
fine.
25. So if you go and, well, actually, if your brother goes and pulls an owner-builder roofing permit for that
His
repair.
address is a Hollywood, Florida
Oh,
address.
never mind. Okay, someone has to pull a permit by 11/29.
11:29.
By the end of November, someone has to pull a permit. If they pull the permit, it's gonna be a roofing contractor, because it's not homestead. Then they have 6 months to fix it. Everyone's good, no one cares, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'll sign an order giving them till November 29th to come into compliance, which would be permitting some repairs.
Correct.
Or they'll appear at the December 12th hearing, or a $25 a day fine,
Thank you.
okay?
Excuse me, sir. From what I understand from a GM, general contractor, is that if the area is not a 10 by 10, which is a square,
He needs to be someone licensed in Royal Palm Beach who understands the Royal Palm Beach code. I don't know
But
if your
I'm-
contractor, stop for a second.
that what I'm
I don't
saying?
know if your contractor is looking at the Palm Beach County Code or what.
No, it's Royal Palm Beach Code.
Well, that's wrong. This is the Royal Palm Beach Code that he has to look at.
But when, he's a general contractor, he
I
lives
don't know who
right
he
here,
is. He's
and
not
he's
here to
telling me about-
testify. He really doesn't, you really can't talk for him. That's
Okay.
hearsay. So just let the owner go pull a permit for the roof repair, and if they do it before November 29th, they have no code enforcement issue. They just
Thank-
have to get it repaired in a permitted manner,
Thank you,
Let's get a permit, yep.
okay?
thank you.
So 11/29, 12/12, 25 granted.
Thank you. Moving now to page 9, second from the top, 18-1725, 157 Sevilla Avenue, Jeff 1 LLC.
Number 6.
Yeah, I don't have mine. The code sections are 1557, 6190A, and 124C. High grass and weeds, sidewalk is stained, and garbage can not screened from view. I observed this violation on 9/19/18 and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service. Could you please state your name for the record and your relationship to Jeff One LLC?
Kimberly Lewis. I'm the branch manager for Main Street Renewal.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, and the signed green card. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Okay, so are you gonna fix it?
Yeah. So the trash cans were removed. The sidewalks and the grass are both actually scheduled for tomorrow. We had a little bit of trouble because our corporate office is in Texas. So they only take in-person in order to hook up the water for the water to be pressure washed. But we have that being done by a vendor both tomorrow.
Okay, well, they're gonna give you more time than tomorrow, I would hope.
Yeah, and this will be a bifurcated order, so as she said, 12-4C which is the garbage can not screened is in
The
compliance,
finding of
that'd be a
fact?
finding of fact.
Okay,
And for the other two sections, we'd be asking for compliance by 11-1,
Yeah.
or the 11-14 fine assessment hearing, or a $25 a day fine.
all right, so this is 11, or 10/10 according to this little computer here, so you've got 21 days?
Yeah,
You can
that-
get it done tomorrow?
Yeah. Should I call
Call the day
Friday?
after tomorrow, so
Okay, that's
they'll
fine.
inspect it, because you want what the lady who had the permit before had, which was an affidavit of compliance, because that stops any fines from either running or even accruing in your case, because you'll be done in time.
Okay.
And then I noticed we have a abatement order on the last page for these people.
There's more, there's actually one on the same page we're gonna go to
Oh,
next, at the
okay.
bottom.
We got another one.
18-1505, 10403 Carmen Lane, Jeff 1 LLC.
Oh, it's, okay.
Code Section 06190A1, 3 and 5, and 9-8, sidewalk and driveway staying hedges over 4 feet. I observed this violation on 8/2/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/3/18, and they signed for it on 8/6/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, you have a signed green card, you have service.
And please state your name for the record.
Kimberly Lewis.
Thank you. These are again the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, and Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, are we doing the same dance, 11/1, 11/14?
I'll be flat out honest. I only knew to come for the first one, so I learned about the other 4, but I have no problem getting ready.
Well, no, I'm just,
I don't know about the other ones, but we can take care of all of them.
yeah, well, that's
I
fine.
just
It's
didn't
just,
know.
yeah,
So-
you may or may not know about them all. I'm just saying is, if you have a person coming at 157 Sevilla to pressure clean it, maybe
Yeah,
you ought
we
to send them to 10430 Carmen and,
Well, that is a finding of fact.
oh, they fixed it? Never
Yep.
mind.
All of the 06-190A 135 sidewalk and driveway stain is a finding of fact.
They have done or have not done the hedges?
Have not. So we'd be
Oh.
asking for, again, compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing, or a $25 a day fine.
All right, let me change my stuff around. All right, so you got the hard part done.
Okay.
So getting some guy out there with a pressure washer. Now you just have to get out some guy with either clippers or gas-powered clippers. Okay, 11/1, 11/14, 25.
Yes, sir.
And then we have a couple more for them,
Yes.
which at least, you know, you'll get them all knocked out now.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
we're actually gonna hold the last 2, so she's gonna get 2 more knocked out, but then there's 2 more at the end.
Oh.
We're on page 11, 18-1625, 291 Sandpiper Avenue, Jeff 1 LLC.
Code Sections 9-5, hedge exceeds maximum allowable height. I observed this violation on 8/22/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/23/18. They signed for it on 8/27/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Kimberly Lewis.
Thank you.
Can I see who's signing for this?
Someone in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell. It's okay.
No, just write it down, you'll have something to tell them, hey, who's this person and why aren't they telling me?
Well, it goes there, then it comes to us, so it's not.
Because they're there and you're not.
So again, these are the exhibits that would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card, which looks like it's signed by ALSQIL or something.
Well, they need a stamp.
Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, and Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so 18-1720, just some more lawn mowing.
Hedges.
Hedges, oh yeah, a big
Hedges.
clump of hedges. All right, so get him to fill up the gas can before he goes over there with the trimmer.
Okay.
Is that another 11/1? Are we gonna be
Oh, we got my pages. Yeah, compliance by
11/1,
11-1
11/14?
or $25 a day fine, yes, sir.
Did you do my
All
paper?
right, do we have any more?
Yeah, one more at
Yeah.
the bottom of the same page, 18-1720, 125 Swan Parkway West, Jeff 1 LLC.
Code Section 1557, high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 9/18/18. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 9/18/18. They signed for it on 9/21/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
No, this one's a finding of fact.
Yes, sir.
And this person actually does have a stamp on their green card. It's very nice. Signed green card equals service. You can proceed.
One more time, can you put the record, please?
Kimberly Lewis.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that would you like to enter
Not done.
It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Exhibit 1 is notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. Exhibit 3 is a photograph of the violation.
Gotcha.
And Exhibit 4 is the affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents?
No, ma'am.
So you fixed it, you didn't even know it. Finding of fact is granted. All right, which leaves us to one more on the abatement side.
Yep.
Look at all this.
Thank
You're being very efficient, 5 and 1. All
So
right,
now we are on the bottom of page 13, health safety one-time abatement hearings, case 18-1762, 157 Sevilla Avenue, Jeff 1 LLC.
Code section is 1557, health and safety for high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 10/3, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
it's just one stray bush. Okay, you have a affidavit of service, you can proceed.
Kimberly Lewis.
Thank you. These are again the exhibits of which you'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, affidavit of service on the notice of hearing and the notice of violation. Exhibit 2, proof of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photographs of the violation.
Gotcha.
Any objection to these documents? Thank you.
All right, in this case, they being the Village of Royal Palm Beach, is going to go out and fix this for you, but it's going to be very expensive unless you want to do it yourself quickly.
We could take care of it.
So,
Let me get the 11-1.
well, they want to do this really fast, so that's usually,
Right, you have an abatement order before you, yeah.
yeah, so if you don't do it by next Friday,
That's right.
or this Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm signing an order now. Okay. They'll hold this order till Friday, then they're going to send it out, and it's going to cost you an extra $206 in administrative costs
Okay,
if you don't get it done.
no problem.
We'll need to change it. Yeah, we'll need to revise the order, but,
Revise the order.
so if compliance is not
It's
done
not
by
done
this
by Friday,
which
then
is
you will be able to go over and do it. This is the priority one,
Okay,
because this is going to be $286 to mow the lawn, and out of that, $206 is administrative costs.
no problem.
Are you giving them until Friday, close of business?
Friday noon.
Close the business
No, it's Friday noon. That way you have a chance to inspect it and schedule it for the next week if they haven't done it. Okay?
And then the only other thing we need on the record is, if it does need to be abated, attendance at the 11/14 fine hearing to
Okay.
recover
And that's granted.
the abatement costs.
Okay?
Yeah.
I believe that's
Thank
the end
you.
of your program.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
All right, modify that and I'll sign it. I can always drop by and get it. Good. Okay.
We're on page 9, violation hearings, case 18-1527, 853 Hibiscus Drive, Anworth Properties, Inc.
The code section is 2318 B1A, prohibited vehicle. I observed this violation on 8/4/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and got the green card back signed but not dated. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, you have a signed green card. You can proceed.
Nicholas Smith,
Thank you. These are the, in your relation to the property?
I'm the renter.
Runner, okay. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and the signed green card.
And who was he sent to?
It's sent to the property owner pursuant to state law.
Correct, it was sent to the 853.
Well, they weren't sent to my
It was
house.
sent to California.
Oh,
That's on the
California.
property.
Okay,
record, right? We'll get to that page in a second.
okay.
Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, showing the address where the documents were mailed. And Exhibit 3 is photograph of the violation. Do you have any objection to these documents?
Can I get an extension to try to fix the problem?
We'll get there.
We'll talk to that in a
Okay.
minute.
Any objection to the documents themselves?
I mean, I never saw them, so I don't know what they are.
Okay.
All right, admitted.
I have a note, this was Dina's case. that she spoke to the resident on 7/18/18 and explained to him what he needed to do to be in compliance.
I mean, I do have a cover for it. I mean,
Well, what kind of
It
cover?
has to be a manufactured cover. You
Yeah,
can't
you just can't put a
any-
tarp over it.
I don't have a
and
tarp over it.
You have a, God, what are they?
It's like a spray rig or something.
It's for pest control, so I have a spray rig on the back. I'm
Right,
gonna show you all the cover.
It has to have a manufactured cover. If you have a manufactured
Come on down,
cover
let
for
me
that
look at
truck.
your cover. If it's, I'm trying to think of what it's called, but usually it's made by Lund and those kind of people. Let's see, let me see. No, it's not gonna cut it. They're gonna look at it here. Gail, you're gonna wanna see this. And by manufactured cover, they kind of want, you know, like a camper topper, not that, something, you know, not, yeah.
On the record, thank you.
They,
No, it would have to be a complete topper over anything that you have in the back of that truck.
So can I have an extension so my boss can come up here and speak with y'all then?
well, you're gonna get till, what, when are they
We're
gonna?
asking for
11-1.
compliance by 11/1, or the 11/14 fine hearing.
See, we've run into this problem with the Hewlett people before. And they actually, I think, put a topper on one of their vehicles so it could come home. And the problem is, it's not the truck, it's the stuff in the back of the truck. And the stuff in the back of the truck would be fine if there were a topper on it. There you go, it's a truck topper.
Yeah, but see, the issue is we deal with chemicals, so if we have a spill in there, it's gonna be hard to get in there with the topper on.
Well, then you have to make a choice. You either have to deal with I want to keep the chemicals, you know, accessible and leave the truck somewhere not in Royal Palm Beach, or you have to make the truck Royal Palm Beach compatible and put a topper on it. And nothing your boss is going to be able to do by the 1st of November or the 29th of November is going to change everything. Now, let me stop. We used to have a big problem in the village of Royal Palm Beach because there was an ordinance that said you couldn't have ladders on top of your vans. And I used to have people come here all the time saying, but it's just a ladder, and you know, all these AC people need it, and everyone needs their ladder. And I always told them, you can't do anything with me, I'm not the guy. You have to go to the village council, and you have to get them to change the ordinance to allow ladders on vehicles. And by God, someone did it. And the village changed their ordinance, and now there are ladders happily sitting on top of vans all over Royal Palm Beach. But that thing took probably months to a year to get done. Your boss is not going to be able to fix this.
Well,
in a
yes,
few
sir.
days.
I was wondering what makes it illegal?
What makes it illegal is the fact that it's not covered. They don't want loose or.
But it's not- that's
they
what I'm
don't-
saying.
They don't want exposed things in the back. So if you had a wonderful TIG welder in the back that was bolted to your truck bed.
But it is bolted.
It still has to be covered. I drive an F-150. I have a trifold tonneau cover over it.
Any storage.
If that would work, but yours sticks out, so it
It's
won't
any
work.
storage. The only thing that's allowed on a vehicle is a ladder. That's it.
Yeah,
You can't
see,
have
they're
any
using it-
storage in the bed of the truck.
They're saying it's storage in the bed of the
Mounted or
truck
not
unless it's
mounted.
covered.
So there's no storage allowed in the bed of the truck at all?
Correct. That makes it prohibited.
Right,
Okay.
that's the problem. So if you had it instead of a truck, say an Expedition, it would all fit there, the door would close. Wouldn't work for you practically, but that's what they want, is they want a cover on the back of it. So, that's the problem, and you either have to get a cover for the back of it that is acceptable to the village, or.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what's a manufacturer cover. Though, you talking about just a hard top with the trucks made?
Exactly.
Like Terminix has them on their trucks. You've seen them. They got the white fiberglass.
Yes, but they don't have the spray rig in the back. The ones that have the cover usually they just have the.
You're not
BFG.
gonna change the ordinance in a month.
I'm not trying to change, but I'm just saying, I mean,
I'm saying the two ways to get out of this are, one, don't bring the truck home, or two, get a topper and put it on the truck. Those are the two ways. Or actually, three, you go to the village council and you have them change the ordinance. Three is gonna take months to a year. One solution or the other, you can get it done before 11/1, is that what you want?
Yes,
Before
sir.
the 1st of November. Or tell your boss, I just can't bring it home. Or he's gotta put a topper on it.
okay, so who do he speak to? You said the city council he has to come speak to?
Well, yes, he has to talk to the city council if he wants to change the storage in the bed of a truck rules. And,
Doesn't mean it's gonna get done.
and like I said, that's gonna take a long time.
But just so we're clear, that doesn't get you out of code enforcement. That's a separate.
Yes, ma'am, I understand
just
what
so
you're
you
saying. I'm
understand.
just, now, he's gonna wanna come speak to someone, so I'm gonna have to give him the information
Her,
about it. Who?
Start with, yeah.
Gail,
You
Gail
can talk-
McLean.
You can
Okay.
talk to me.
Yeah, Gail
That's why I'm
McLean.
just trying to figure out now, he's gonna ask me who do I talk to, because. I was at
Gail
this
McLean,
hearing.
McLane.
Okay. I'll get a card from her. Is that everything?
Yeah, come on down or borrow a pen and write her name down, it doesn't matter. Just give her a call, and he can give her a call, and, you know, it's not your fault, it's just the way the world works. And that's, you know, some places they don't like boats, these people, they don't like stuff in truck beds. They don't like stuff in little trailers either. Okay, all right, 11-1, 11-14, or 25 bucks. Have your boss call. All right, next.
Thank you. Staying on the same page, 18-1502, 10151 Patience Lane, Luz M. Carmona.
Okay.
She does not speak English. Does anybody speak Spanish? That can help her?
I spoke with somebody today in reference to this.
The
Go over to
daughter,
the po-
I guess.
Right, I spoke to her.
Is that your mother
Yeah,
or your
I told
grandmother,
her.
abuela? ¿Tú hablas inglés? She speaks. Ella habla.
Okay, then code section 2657, a structure/shed built without a permit. This was observed on 8/2/18, sent out notice of violation on 8/3/18, and I've spoke with them a few times. I'd like to know the following documents sent to evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
All right, you have service via posting. You can try to show her the documents. Señora, su nombre, Luz Carmona.
Luz Carmona.
Sí, gracias.
And your name?
Jalen Cepeda.
And your relation? Your granddaughter?
Mhm.
Okay. These are the exhibits, and you can translate it as best you can, I guess. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing.
No tan rápido, you're going too fast.
Can you relay any of that to her?
Sort of. Mira, se está en el shed, que la cosa te dice.
This one is the notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership.
Y abuelo. Lo quitamos.
Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. And exhibit 4 is permit information.
Google, Google.
Sí, es chiquito.
Do you have any objection
Shit
to
and
these
stuff.
documents?
Oh,
Objection, I don't know.
boy, that worked out really well.
Hold on, let me go back over there. We'll ask.
No, I took the one on the side.
No
This one is still
Yeah.
there. It's a canopy.
He's trying.
No, I'm not.
Google's not working very well.
All right, let's just get
You
to the
speak
issue.
Spanish?
I can explain if you want to proceed, I speak Spanish.
Great. Jump in, please. I mean, I took 4 years of Spanish, but I never had to use the word shed.
But
Give those again.
the daughter explained this afternoon when I spoke to her that what's in question is not the shed, but she said that it was a canopy that's in the backyard. So
Ah,
I told her they would need to remove the canopy or obtain a permit for it,
cubierto is a shed.
because they removed the wrong thing. They did remove a shed, but it wasn't the one that Dina had originally cited.
Okay. So, good luck.
So what, the violation is the actual canopy, you're saying?
Yeah,
Canopy
there's a
in the
building or
backyard.
Atrás de la casa,
Es un plástico.
un plástico.
Sí.
Pero es un problema, necesita un permit.
Yo lo quito, es plástico.
Okay, she says she could take it off, she can remove it.
Cool.
The other one is,
1129,
yes, 1212.
Or
tell her she needs to remove it by the end of November.
That antes del noviembre 29.
Sí, yo mañana lo quito.
All right, tomorrow she'll remove it.
Esa
Usted, usted necesita llamar ella cuando it's
Pero
moved.
ahorita tiene que llamar y ellos vienen a inspectarlo a ver si todo está bien.
Right, she has to remove the whole structure.
Sí. Es un plástico ahí que tengo yo.
We want to verify that we're talking about the same thing.
It'd be nice.
I'll bring the pictures back over. Hold on one second.
Well, you really don't have anything in those pictures except the top of something sticking out over a shed.
It's like a makeshift
This though.
They
shed.
removed that. Dina had originally cited
This
that.
is plastic.
Yeah, they're saying that she had removed the shed part.
Right. She understands that, but we're trying to identify what she needs to remove.
Yeah, and we just
This-
have the,
This is all,
just in the top, yeah. What
Yeah.
is
see
that?
the top?
And
That's
everything that
this right
holds it
here.
up.
You've got a good picture. This is what we're seeing over the fence. That's this, right here. See, we can't see all this because you have, sorry, you have the fence. But yes, if you want a shed, we can get you, plans for one. But no, you can't have
So she has to remove the whole structure. Tienes que quitar todo.
Sí.
Todo esto. Ellos no pueden ver solamente el otro lado del otro reparto, pero
Engineered plans.
necesitan algo formal, tiene que ir al dar un permiso para.
Okay.
Okay.
I think she's good.
Good. 11:29, 12:12, 25. Hopefully, make sure she calls when it's done. That way they can sign an affidavit and she'll be clear. Okay? And as soon as it's done, give them a call. Okay? See, this is how, growing up in Miami, you know?
Thank you. Moving now to
Thank
page
you.
10.
You're all done.
You're all done?
Gracias.
It's okay?
Yep.
Adios. I have great
You know that
accent.
word, huh?
Page 10, 18-1519-10667 Aquarius Lane, Richard and Gloria Osborne.
Code section 15132, 15143, 942, swell area has bared spots. Fence need repair, loose slats, leaning or tilting. I observed this violation on 5/3/18, or 8/3/18. I sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/3/18, and they signed for it on 8/4/18. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
Could you say your name for the record, sir?
Richard Osborne.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, the notice of violation, and the signed green card.
I didn't sign it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from property appraiser website. And exhibit 3,
Okay, all that's been fixed.
okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
These are photographs of the violations. Do you have any objection to the documents themselves?
No.
All right, admitted without objection. We'll get to the,
Okay.
all right, so it looks like the fence was.
The fence
was
is
leaning,
repaired, so we're
and
not
so
taking that.
It's now
just
propped
the
up.
swell area has the bare spots.
Okay, so that's basically, it looks like your trash disposal area?
Everything has been done except the swell, the sod. I did put grass seed on it.
The swell has
tenants-
to be sodded to code. You have to put sod.
I understand that. I'm just saying the tenants continue parking on the grass. There's no other place to park, except she said I could park in the street, which,
She
that's
can.
crazy.
No, she can.
Pardon me?
She can park in the street, as long as it's facing the direction
No,
of the
it's not
traffic.
my car. I don't want to park my car there.
Well,
Also, like I told you, they could park in different areas of the swell.
I spoke to them
Not to kill
about
the
that.
grass, but as to code, it has to be sodded, not seeded.
Okay.
all right, so we're 11:29?
11-1,
11-1.
11:01, okay.
11-14, or $25 a day fine.
11:01, 12:14? No, 11:14,
11-1, 11-14.
25.
Only-
All right. You need to go get some sod, throw it down there and give a lady a call.
Okay.
Okay, and then it'll be done and.
I know landscape company is not a big problem.
Oh, well, yeah, just don't forget to make the call because you need to get credit for doing what you did.
Very
So-
good. She was very polite on the phone.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good to hear, too.
All right.
Okay, yeah, just get it sodded and tell the folks they can park on the road if they want to, or they can move it around just so they don't kill in one spot.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osborne.
Thank you.
Next.
Moving next to the top of page 12, 18-1562, 521 North State Road 7, Royal Center LLC.
10. Okay. All right.
Okay, the code section 16-1A, 16-2, and 622-105.5. The description is operating without a business tax receipt in this location. And the new tenant inspection was expired. I think they got a new one, though. This violation was written on 8/14/2018, and it was sent certified mail. According to USPS, they don't have my document anywhere. Exhibit, I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, I have business tax receipt information that is showing that they're licensed. Well, your license is expired right now, but they were licensed under 520 North State Road 7, not 521.
Okay. Could you please state your name for the record?
Elizabeth Mahoney, I'm the district manager with Party City.
And could you spell your last name, please?
Mahaney.
Would have messed that one up, too. All right, so,
I'm looking right now.
all right, they're looking to check on your new permit for
But
your.
I'm pretty sure, I think I did it.
Well, she's losing her mind. She doesn't remember if she did it. All right. Why don't you show her the documents while we're waiting for Ms. Hosford to look up permit information?
I didn't have service on it, so
9/18/18, yeah.
They're
I think they were going to be here.
They're here.
These are the
Yep,
exhibits that
sometime.
I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing.
And so they just got.
Notice.
10/18, 11/18.
Other permit closed out, permit number 1813.
Exhibit 2
Yeah,
is
it's not here.
permit information, ISO 400 permit information.
Mhm.
And
I
this
closed
is
out.
part of the tracking.
That's fine, no objections.
Yeah, thank you. Any objections?
No.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. It looks like your new tenant inspection was applied for on 9/18, which means you have till 11/18
And
to
I
get
believe
it.
it's sitting in the drawer.
What does that mean?
No one's picked it up, because they mailed it in.
They mailed in the,
But I want to impress upon, okay, so you guys did a new tenant inspection before,
Correct,
and you had the inspection done,
correct.
and then nobody ever followed up and did the license. And what you guys did is you just mailed in the old renewal. So you had a 2018 license, but you had it at Five Below's location. So you've never been licensed in the location that you're in.
Okay.
So I do want to make sure that you guys follow through.
so they went across the
Because I
street.
think I looked and I saw
Yes.
that,
Right.
yeah, they moved
Okay,
across
so-
the street, and that's really what,
But to the wrong address.
right.
Oh, to an improper or unfounded address. Okay, well, they're gonna get time. They've done what they really need to do anyway, so,
So all we're waiting on is the fire inspector to come back out on October 18th for the signature of the, I already have the building permit signature.
yeah, I think you need something more, though.
You want to see what permit she has. Is it the old one or the new one?
Yeah, they should have the new one.
Well, I have the new tenant inspection that just needs the fire permit.
Okay.
And then
You gotta make sure
after,
it's 1825.
then I also have to have, for the business tax receipt, I have to have the signature on here to take to
Okay,
the
yeah,
tax
no,
collector.
This isn't the right one.
That's the old one.
But Mike signed it.
So we
But
signed
they
off.
never came in and got, when did he sign it?
9/26/18.
Yeah, he just
Well,
came back out and he said, I remember signing it the first time.
So. did you
Oh, the
guys ever
village
pick
messed
up-
it
this
up,
is-
huh?
This permit isn't active.
But I came and picked it up because that's what I was told to pick up.
Okay, so I think you only picked up one. We must have another one in the drawer for them. So after this hearing, I'll go over and get the other one.
Okay,
Actually, what I'll do is I'll have Mike Thornton sign the other one.
okay.
I'll make a copy of this.
Yeah, because
And
he
then I can
did
come
it
pick
on
it
And
up?
then you can come pick it
And then
up.
the fire inspector. can I
And
give
then you
mine
have the
over?
fire inspector sign the other one. This one's null and void,
Okay.
okay? All right.
So they can call me.
So I'll make a copy of this
Okay.
right after
And
our
then
hearing
this,
and give it
does
to
he
you.
have to sign this, or is that totally different? Because that's a county, right?
Yeah, this is the county,
County,
but we
okay.
sign it.
Okay.
We
So,
sign off on your zoning.
so you do?
Yeah, you'll bring this all back when
When
you
I
get
go-
this signed.
Got it.
The new one signed.
So, yeah, he signed in the computer on the new one.
Okay, so what am I signing?
We would be asking,
I want to know where Mike is.
At home.
All right, 11:29, right?
11:01 or 11:14.
No, I'm gonna give them the extra time. They have stuff going on. You know, they have 2 locations. You just get it straightened out. 11:29 will get them all straightened out. Besides, don't want to mess them up before Halloween. 12:12,
12 or 25 a day.
25. I gave you a little extra time just because there seemed to be a little bit of confusion here, so
Thank
that
you.
way everyone can get everything straightened out within.
Okay, so I'll just wait for a call.
Well, now, you're gonna go talk to these people just to make sure you're at the right things. What is she supposed to do? Did she need to
You're going to have
call
Mike
you?
sign the new one, and then I'll come there and pick both up.
Right, well, I'm gonna give you this back tonight. I'm not gonna take your document from
Okay.
you.
Well, take a picture of it. It's all so easy.
No, because then it makes it public record on my phone, Doug. Don't-
Oh, well,
Your phone is public record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
isn't this village phone?
Next, we're going to find mitigation hearings on page 12.
Okay.
11-1253, 117 Cordova Circle, Nicholas J. and Barbara M. Tachi.
Okay.
Those are the old owners, it's a new.
Are you here for them?
Okay.
There are 3 on here. Are you here for all 3, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to hear them together, Doug, or do you want to hear them separate?
That's a lot of years.
You have a preference?
I have none.
Okay, we'll do them together.
Each of us has a case.
Oh, then we'll do them separate. That's easier. We'll start with 11-1253.
My name is Chris Grave. I'm the owner.
K or C,
C. Christopher.
and last name spell?
Graeve.
Okay. All right, so what do you?
I'd like to order,
Go.
I'd
Go.
like to enter into evidence the order assessing fine, Exhibit 2, request for mitigation, and Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
Okay. Okay. You have documents. I don't need them. All right, so what's the amount of the fine?
In 11-1253, the fine amount is $17,430. And the village's costs are $7,182.42.
All right, Mr. Grave. Why do you, well, I know why you want to reduce. How'd you get yourself into this?
This was supposed to be like this good deal, you know, and we bought it. We bought a foreclosure. When we put it under contract, we knew there was a code lien because they disclosed it to us. So I signed on the contract. I said I'll take on the code lien. Turns out there's 3 code liens, but the paper I signed says I take on all code liens. So when I went to the seller the day before closing and said, "You lied to me," he said, "Well, give me your $10,000 escrow then." So we closed on it. We knew that there would be something to pay from the previous owners because of the code lien. But I have a question about this particular one because the title company couldn't find that the lien had ever been recorded.
It wasn't recorded because the house was in lis pendants, and at that time, we weren't recording liens against properties in lis pendants.
Actually, it wasn't in lis pendants anymore. On 7/6 July of 2011, SunTrust recorded a order dismissing the case on public record. I just have the copy here if you need it.
What predates our order?
Did this go through foreclosure?
No.
No. See, if it was
I believe what happened is somebody bought the loan
I thought you said at the beginning that you bought it through foreclosure. Is that not what you said?
I believe what happened, I bought it from the lender is I think what happened, but the guy, it was a guy and he was like a shyster guy. So I think he must, I don't actually know what happened, but the guy I bought it from, I believe, was the lender, like he had bought the mortgage from somebody. So there was a foreclosure at one point. It was a 2008 case.
Yeah, if the property was foreclosed on, at least some of the liens would have gone away, but since you bought it without the foreclosure, they're all sticking.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, all right, so we have a $17,430 lien. We have $7,182 in costs.
And we'd be asking for our standard.
And normally they want twice their cost, which would be $14,000. So you've got what, 10 in escrow, or what?
We don't have any more in escrow. I asked the seller to hold money in escrow, and he said, screw off. But I have it, if the lien never got recorded, it's not on title, right? I mean, I wasn't, actually, this particular one, I wasn't even too much worried about because the lien never got recorded. The other two are the ones I was going to try to see what we could do.
I don't have the foreclosure history here tonight with me. This goes back.
Well,
I can enter it into
that, but
evidence.
then just gets to the question of, is the property really subject to a lien if it's not recorded?
But we couldn't record it if there was a lis pendens. We wouldn't have, and he was notified of the lien.
But
yeah, but that still doesn't, he's saying that there's an order dismissing before this order.
And I don't have, unless he has those documents.
He has the document on his phone he can show you.
Could I just, the next lien, because to your point, the next lien is 112223, and we're not there yet, but you recorded that one a few months later.
Yeah, someone must have figured out that it was out of
the argument
foreclosure.
is you can't record it.
2011.
Yeah, they're both from 11, and and you see one is 2223 and one is they're very close in date. But if the argument is I can't record it because it's in foreclosure, which by the way I've never heard of that at all ever, but if that is the argument, then why did you record the next one?
The case that we're on now, the order assessing fine is dated January 2012.
Okay.
So a little bit later in time than what you're referring to in 2011.
Right. So you have an order assessing fine January 2011 on a code case that started in 2011?
January 2012.
January 2012.
Our order.
Oh, it definitely wasn't in foreclosure at that point, as far as the dismissal anyway. But I just don't understand why you wouldn't have recorded the lien, because then, according to what I understand about title, I own a title company, the lien's not valid.
And that's my question on 11-1253, is if it was never recorded, what's the legal effect of the lien if it's not recorded?
That is a valid question.
She's acting like she needs time to look this up.
I'll answer my opinion. The city's allowed to do whatever they want, but so is the title company.
Right.
So you could give me a reduction and I would appreciate it and I would ask for it in writing if you wanted to say it's valid, but then I'm going to bring it to the title company and they're going to say we're going to write right over this because it's not valid anyway. The city, you have the authority to do anything you want.
Well, okay, so we're just going to push 11-1253 off to the side for a minute.
Okay, thank you.
And we're going to deal with the other two because they were recorded and at least they're normal.
Right, yes,
Okay,
perfect.
and we'll
So
see.
next is 17-0820, 117 Cordova Circle, Nicholas J. and Barbara, supposed to be Barbara M. Tachi.
All right, it's right on the agenda. What's the amount of this one?
This fine total is $10,700, and the village's costs are $2,100.
You want to read evidence?
Evidence?
No, I'm just, 2,100 and what?
2111.46.
Okay. Let's just read out the last one, because that should be more.
Yeah.
2011-2223.
Yeah, 11-2223, 117 Cordova Circle, SunTrust Mortgage, Inc., Nicholas J. and Barbara M. Tachi.
Right, and what's the amount of that lien?
$56,650. And the village's costs are $5,221.14.
All right.
Could I?
All right. So now we're looking at two lease recorded liens in the amount of about $59,000.
Yes, sir.
It's actually $66,000.
Well, no, oh yeah,
They're
I was looking at the
combining.
cost. Okay,
Based on
66,
this.
67. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm just, what do you want it reduced to? What do you want to pay on these things?
Good question. Could I just have one more? And I'm not trying to be difficult, I promise. I just am curious about all this. The lien for $56,000,
Yes?
it's against the bank because they didn't record it on the registry. You know how there's supposed to be a registry? I understand about that. And by the way, I wasn't the owner back then, but I'm just doing the
Well,
research.
it was in foreclosure.
Right.
They were supposed to register because it was in foreclosure,
Right,
and the lien gets tagged to the property, as
right.
far as I know.
And the bank at the time was
At the
owner.
bank of the kind was SunTrust.
SunTrust Mortgage.
Yeah, but this is, I didn't, on the previous one, I didn't know that it was January. But on this one, I looked, because this one is recorded. And this one was recorded, do you have the date of when this one was recorded? The lien, or when the hearing was?
Well, the order is dated, which one are you talking about?
The big one, the $56,000 one.
11-2223.
Previous order was from December of 2011. I don't have the recording date.
So just my argument to that one would be that it was invalid because the foreclosure case was closed. SunTrust was no longer involved officially on public records. But on June 30th, 2011, Judge Diana, I can't read the name, issued
Diana Lewis,
Yeah,
kind of cranky lady.
yeah. Foreclosure file,
I've
yeah.
tried cases before. It's all good.
She signed an order dismissing the case. So SunTrust, there's no way they could have done what you're asking them to do. They didn't have the right. Granted, after, in 2009 or 10, it did go back into foreclosure. But the dates we're talking about here, they couldn't have complied. And again, I'm just the current owner, but this is the research I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pay a lot of money, that's why. I'd be happy paying $1,000 or $2,000 to answer your question. But because that's
Well,
what I was thinking.
I
when
think the village has some legal issues it has to do, look
Well-
up.
Our stance has always been, Florida state statute does not require us to release any lien that is barred by foreclosed pendants
Okay.
or that has been foreclosed on. You're asking us to release the lien because of your title company. That's why you're here tonight.
Because
We
my
weren't trying to
title
collect your money.
I'm asking you to release the lien because it seems to me that it's invalid. Because the reasons why it was, now, I have my personal reasons. Yeah, I don't want to pay a lien. Yeah, there's lots of reasons. I don't want to pay lots of money. When I bought the house, the guy lied to me.
If it's invalid,
There's lots of reasons. But I'm trying to pretend like I'm a lawyer here because I'm seeing there was a lien filed against the owner and SunTrust, and the purpose of the lien was, hey, SunTrust, you got to go record this on our record. But they weren't involved anymore. It's right on public record. The case was closed.
The issue I have is that he's trying to argue the merits of
Right.
these cases, which were already adjudicated back in 2011, 2012. He's actually here asking for fine mitigation.
Right.
If he has a valid reason for you to mitigate the fine, that's one issue. But the
Right.
challenge the validity of the previous assessments, we're way past that.
Where would the forum be for a place to argue the merits of the case on when the merit is that the person you served for the lien you shouldn't have served in the first place? This is the forum.
Deck action?
Right, there's an appeal process in the state statute that for all three of these cases has long since
Which didn't
passed.
happen.
Right,
So that's
which
not,
didn't happen.
that really isn't the place to do it. You're supposed to be doing a writ of cert within 30 days of the order, which leaves probably a declaratory relief action under the liens
Correct,
in circuit court to determine whether or not they're valid.
correct,
And a circuit court judge would determine that they were valid or invalid.
correct.
And the
Sounds
village is
complicated.
not in a position to grant or accede to the release of the liens because they are not required to under Florida law.
Correct.
So,
Could you give me a discount instead, and then we leave all that alone?
well,
I mean, if I leave here and we agree to a number, then none of that can even happen, right?
yes.
We don't have to complicate it? Because that sounds
No,
all
that's
complicated.
up to the village, though. I don't get to make those decisions. I just get to sit
In
here.
all of these cases, we're asking for 2 times the village's costs.
Well, if they're asking for 2 times the village's cost, it's 10,
Right,
14,
and-
24, 30, 24, 26, 28,000, somewhere around there.
Correct.
And I don't think they're going for the 28,000, so sounds like you guys need a deck action, and I just,
Do you have the authority to come up with a number?
sometimes. They're still playing here for a minute. This is like those stupid law school exam questions. It's like, here, let's have 50 issues, throw in a few date bars, and do some other things. I mean, you may have some great arguments. I just don't know.
I feel like
face
an
this
idiot for
very
making it
often.
complicated. I wish I would have just come and said, can we please pay $2,500 or something? I don't know how this would have gone otherwise, though.
Yeah, well, I
honestly.
mean, it's all, you have to raise this, otherwise you're looking at,
Yeah.
$30,000 in liens at their number, and you don't want to pay that. And
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's going to cost for your attorney's fees, but you may have a case on a couple of these, so.
Yeah. Well, the $10,700 one, I think is completely valid.
Yeah.
We fixed it right away. Here I am, the guy that, fixed it and all that. Maybe you give me some credit for that. Made it beautiful, gorgeous house now.
Understood. And believe me, I've represented people on your side of the thing and gone, yeah, you've got a $90,000 lien, here's my $90,000 in receipts to make this the best looking house in the neighborhood. And I got that one reduced, but it all depends on what they want to do, and I don't get to decide that, I just get to say yes or no, so.
And just for the record, I just looked this up in the civil
record.
criminal side of Palm Beach County Clerk of Court, and it was still in foreclosure when the lien was filed, and SunTrust was still involved with it until April of 2013.
What's the document you're holding?
This is the list pendants
From 2008?
from 2011.
What, so they started a new list pendants?
This is a list pendants that my case was built on from 2011.
Which is why, again, we have a problem here relitigating the case that's already.
Got
three
it.
cases,
What was,
which
just
are-
curious what the date was on that.
Of what, the list pendants?
Yeah.
September 20th, 2011.
September 20th, interesting. Okay. Yeah, there was a previous case, and that's the one that got closed, and I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Okay.
see.
I think
No.
my whole
All right,
argument's,
well, I think we're flogging a dead something or other here, and I don't want to pick on anyone's animal of choice. My kids ride horses and love dogs. So I don't think we can make a deal right now, because I don't think the village is going to, and I don't think you're going to offer enough to make them go away, and I think you two need to talk and/or deal with this further, other than in this setting.
so,
I'm inclined to just deny all these and let you go forward with your legal arguments before a circuit court judge.
well, I think my legal argument's completely invalid based on what she just produced. So I think I'm
Okay,
back to
so-
square one. At least,
Why
at
don't-
least
why
on
don't you
this,
do
on the big
Why
one.
don't you do yourself a favor?
Yes, sir.
Just withdraw these for right now. You can come back next month or in 2 months from now. You can get all your stuff together, and you can talk to these people and see if there's anything that you can work out.
Who's the people?
Right there.
Well, it really has to happen in this forum, but
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, but right now, it's not going to happen for you, because you're just going to get a denial out of me, out of, confusion and lack of legal argument from everyone. So if you withdraw it, then you can resubmit it. There's no prejudice to doing it again. You can do a little bit more research and perhaps talk to them. That would be my suggestion. Otherwise, I'll throw out a denial right now, and you're just stuck with the circuit court declaratory relief action.
Right.
So would you like to withdraw it, or would you like to proceed?
Are there any other options?
That seems to be my only two right now. I either deny you or you remove it. And if I deny you, you're not going to get anything. And then they're going to look at you and say it's denied.
And then the negotiating the lien down is not an option anymore?
Well, no, it's an option with them while you
With them.
talk to it. And then you can come back in if that doesn't work.
And then, so I just come back here again next time and
Yeah.
and just.
And at least everyone will have the right dates and the right things, and the village attorney will have the right, have the time to look things up.
Is that what you would like to do? Is that what you'd like me to do?
Well, I would, just because it
Well,
gives
before-
everybody an opportunity to research and see. I mean, if you're thinking it's one case and it's really another case.
she wins. She pulled up a Liz Penance that I didn't see anywhere.
Oh, no, the Liz
So-
Pendants was in my case. I just looked up the Liz Pendants to see the case history on it at the clerk of court.
Yeah, it would.
And it was still valid.
What happened is the bank started a foreclosure a long time ago, and then they dismissed it.
Oh,
That
that's,
happens quite often.
Yeah.
yeah, it's, there were too many banks foreclosing on too many
And
things,
then
and
they
they lost
default on
track of
payment again, and
everything.
they start a new Liz Pendants.
Yeah, and here I am,
Yeah,
10 years
I
later.
think you need to perhaps withdraw this, do a little bit more research. I think the village attorney will do a little more research too, and maybe you guys need to talk. Otherwise, you're just going to get shot down right now
Yeah.
because of the procedural posture, and it doesn't help.
Okay. Let's.
Let's withdraw it for now.
Yeah.
These three are withdrawn for now, and we'll deal with them at another date. You get to look up some law on unrecorded liens and things. So-
Yeah, I know. It's going to cost us.
And
a
he
lot of
gets to
money.
look up some dockets and see whether or not all these things were applicable. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, staying on the same page, 18-525, 276 La Mancha Avenue, Nefertari T. Daly.
Okay, at least this one will be a smaller one, I hope.
I'd like to enter into evidence the order assessing fine, Exhibit 2, affidavit of compliance, Exhibit 3, request for mitigation, and Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
All right, what's the amount of the lien?
The fine amount is $475.
Okay.
Your name for the record, ma'am?
Nefertari Daily.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Daly. or Ms.
Hello.
Why should this be reduced?
I'm just trying to get a fine reduction because I did comply and get everything done. And it took me so long because, like I said last time I think I came, my daughter was in college. She had 2 vehicles. I really didn't know what she wanted to do with the car. So the car worked. I just didn't want to give it away. She was in summer school. When she came back, she couldn't figure out what to do with it. I had to get off my property, so I just had someone come pick up the car and gave it away, basically. And I was going back and forth with the car touring company. You can probably look at my text messages when they didn't come pick up the car, so it just took a while to get it. And I didn't know that I could get extension, I guess. Like some of the people I see that they had an extension on the extension. So I didn't know that part. So I'm just trying to get a
All right, what are your costs?
reduction.
I don't have them tallied, but they exceed the fine amount.
What?
Sorry. You caught me
I
mid-sip.
caught you mid-chug.
I don't have a tally on the fine, the cost, but they exceed the fine amount.
All
So
right.
we'll leave this one to your discretion. The only thing I would ask you to consider is that there are still additional costs in the form of releasing.
Yeah. All right, I'll reduce it to $200 by 12/12, and if you don't pay it by 12/12, it goes back to the 475, and that way you get a little bit of credit, and they get a little bit of money, and everyone goes away. Got it?
Right.
Wonderful. Next.
Thank you so much.
14-1661, 104 Park Road North, Sawak Persad.
Doing all of them, one at a time.
Let's do them one at a time.
Piles and piles.
I can enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation confirmation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification ownership.
Okay.
Do I have that in there? If not, there it is.
Okay. Actually, I have one already on this one. Oh, no, I don't. I thought I did. Yeah. Affidavit of compliance.
This is the non-compliance one, and then that's compliance.
Oh, that's non-compliance.
Okay,
Oh,
you have extras.
Confusing you, I'm sorry, I confused myself.
All right, so, your name, sir?
Sawak Prasad.
Okay. All right, they want to do these individually. We've got 3, so we'll start out with 14-1661. What do we have?
The fine amount is $32,025, and the village's costs are $5115.64.
All right, Mr. Prasad, why should the fine be reduced?
Which one are we talking about?
We're talking about 14-1661, shed and structure without a permit, miscellaneous items in view, $32,025 in fines.
32,000?
Yep.
And this is a shed?
That's what this description says.
Shed and miscellaneous items.
Okay. Can we start, okay. Why should it? Well, I'm gonna go back, I would like, would I like to start? I'd like to start on the dock. That's where this all started from.
We'll
Can
get
we
to
start
that,
with the
we'll
dock?
get to, no, we'll get to that one, that's the next one, I believe, the next two. If we can handle them independently, that would be, so we keep the record clear.
Yeah, it's 14 was before the dock.
Correct.
14,
2014 case, the docks are 2015 cases. So
Well,
yeah,
I was not aware of the shed that was a violation.
well, you got an order finding violation, an order finding fine. They should have been mailed to you at your address. So why should they be reduced?
Well, my story was because of because when my dock was built, there was no problem with my shed or anything like that until my dock was built. When my dock was built, there was an issue with that, and that gives code enforcement to come to my house to look at stuff where it doesn't belong.
All right, well, that story is hard to fathom if the case number is 2014 for the shed and the dock is 2015.
Okay, well, I was not aware of the shed or any lien against my property until I went to remortgage my houses, and then my mortgage broker told me there was a lien against my property. I said, what are you talking about? And then told me, oh, there's a lien against the village of Royal Palm. That's when I was aware of it.
Okay, well,
And then this was the shed on the right-hand side.
I have no idea, it just,
You
they
had
said,
one on the left and right-hand side. You had two of them.
Okay, so the one that on the 14th, I think I
And they
removed.
got rid of the one on the right-hand side recently.
Yes, but so this was a smaller shed that was built like a box.
Right.
It was a shed that was 2 feet by 8 feet tall. Is that what you're talking about?
You had that, and you had the other one on the other side.
Well, that was, as soon as I mentioned that one 3 months ago, I removed it. But the one on the left hand, so well, let me go back to the judge. This was something I built, which was 2 feet by 8 feet tall, and it was sitting inside of my house. I didn't realize it was a violation.
okay.
So when she told me about it, I was aware of it, excuse me. I was aware of it. I asked, why would you want to remove the shed? It's just a box. And then I cut it in half and make it like a table. And that was it. I was not aware that was a violation. Something that was 2 feet by 8 feet tall.
It's a structure. They said it was a structure, you didn't, I don't know if you responded or not. I don't remember seeing you before,
I have no reason to come here.
so I don't know. They cited you, they're required under Florida law to send the notices to the address on the tax collector's roll. They do that, you're supposed to get those notices. I don't know what to say.
Sorry to interrupt this. The code enforcement officer has phone messages that she left going back to as far as 2015 when this was all happening with the shed to the respondent. So in addition to the hearings and the proper notices that were done lawfully, there was also phone
Communications back and forth. And now you're trying to pin this on the dock, which is a 2015 case,
No, that was 2000.
15-666, the number of the Antichrist.
Let me go back. This is very, when it comes to the village of Royal Palm, I'm very upset with them. And let me bring my point here. This is a permit that was pulled to build a dock on M1 Canal.
Okay.
Okay, so let me enlighten you for a second.
Hold on, sir, 1 second, hold on. If he's gonna get into the dock, we should probably call them all together, because his testimony
Call them all
is-
together because he's refusing to argue them separately, so we'll just go through them all.
Correct, so let me read into the record, we'll get all the other two cases in, sir. The next case is 15-0666, 104 Park Road North, Sewak Prasad.
I'd like to have the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order assessing fine, affidavit compliance, and verification ownership.
Okay.
There's another one.
And what's the amount of the fine before we move on?
In 15-0666, it's $28,175, and the village's costs are 5056.52.
How much is that fine?
$28,175. And case number 15-2204.
We got one more.
It's 15-2204, 104 Park Road North, Sarawak Parsad.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, affidavit compliance. Exhibit 3, verification ownership.
All right, and how much is this?
The fine amount here is $21,000, and the village's costs are 4126.10.
And what was this for?
Oh, park in the backyard.
And a nutrient planter.
He got the permit for that.
What was the 21,000 for?
For the boat in the backyard.
Okay.
81,200.
Okay, go ahead, sir, continue.
And what would you like me to continue on? The dock?
Yeah, you wanted to start with the
I'll be
dock
ready.
story.
Go
Tell
ahead.
your
Start with the
dock
dock.
story.
I've been dealing with this dock for the last 7 years. Can I come forward?
Sure.
Okay. This is a dock that I built, and the village of Royal Palm issued me a permit.
All right.
This is all started back from, and I made a note of it, from 2011. I came
Yeah,
to-
we need to get him.
Okay. In 2011,
Yeah.
the village of Royal Palm issued me a permit to build a dock.
Okay.
Okay, and I got all my paperwork, by the way. 2 years later, the village of Royal Palm requests me to remove the dock. The
Oh.
dock was stamped and signed by the inspector. No one never told me that I need to get okay from the M1 canal, Indian Trail.
Okay.
Okay? So after I found out that the reason, no one have never told me the reason why they want to remove my dock. Okay, so I went to the M1 Canal Indian Trail, and I asked them why the village of Royal Palm wants me to remove my dock. They says, year 2004, the village of Royal Palm Beach was known that they should not issue permit to no one to put nothing on the M1 Canal. Okay, so I asked the Indian Trail if I could pull a permit to build up, and I got all the paperwork. So that's where my bitterness came in. I spent 2 summers building that dock for my kids and my family, and then I had to remove. So when I went back to Indian Trail says, we don't go out there looking for docks. If you want, you can remove it out from the M1 Canal and make it a deck. I did that, and I got all of this right in here. So from here to 2016, I've been fighting with the village of Royal Palm. And the village of Royal Palm going to issue a permit for something that they fully well know and aware of. In the year 2004, Indian Trail told them, you should not issue no permit to no one. And the only reason why my dock's been removed, because my neighbor, after 2 years, my dock was sitting there and nobody had never complained. My neighbor in the village of Royal Palm issued my neighbor a permit. My neighbor built a dock, looked like a chicken coop, and it was an eyesore to the city of Royal Palm. That's how come my dock got removed. And that's where all my miscommunication with this village of Royal Palm, because I don't trust them anymore.
Okay.
And there was a break, that right then and there was no communication with them, because I cannot, all the work I have put into that dock and for my,
Well, when was the dock removed?
well, it was removed. I had to fight with the Indian Trail.
You said 2000. It's on your timeline. It's 2018.
8/31/18,
Yeah.
and it had to go to village council to be.
Here's my other complaint. I'm not asking just to be. It says here 2015. See this here? This is the same M1 canal. These people still able to keep their docks and their decks and whatever they have. So this is my permit, and I will show you. I will show further. Go further. These are all my documents. Here, so give me 1 second. This is 3 years later. I went back to the same place. They were asking me to remove my dock. These people, 215, they still have the dock. I went yesterday afternoon. Guess what? Nobody's not removing the dock.
No,
But
the other
so-
neighbors
yeah.
don't matter to you.
I know it doesn't matter to
I
me,
mean,
but
it's-
my
it
point is,
looks-
what am I? Why am I being treated unfair?
Quite frankly, I don't know that you're being treated unfairly. I
Well,
don't know
I'm
that
showing
you
you
are
because
or
I'm-
aren't.
I have been
I
treated
just-
unfair because today I went again and
Well,
everyone can all.
the first thing is, I don't recall you showing up at any of these hearings.
That's the problem.
I was here the first time when they removed my permits.
I don't remember you showing up at any of these code enforcement hearings.
Are you done with the exhibits? Can we get you back to the podium?
Get you back to the podium where you have a
We
microphone.
could get you on the record, thank you.
All right, so, can I see one of those files with my orders in there? Just
Yeah, and I'll show you, we have letters from the Village of Royal Palm Beach dating back to August of 2013, indicating to Mr. Prasad, the problem is that Mr. Prasad has not told you that, even in his permit, the permit was conditioned, and he was well aware of that from the beginning, on the approval from the Improvement District. The Improvement District stopped granting approvals to install docks at some point, but that was well after Mr. Prasad, at his own risk, built the dock in the canal, knowing that he could not lawfully do so without getting the Improvement District's approval.
You said that?
Who said,
You just said?
who said what?
That I built the dock?
At your own risk, yes, sir.
Where you get that from?
We,
I went to the M1, I went to Indian Trail. They told me for years.
Could I see the permit?
We don't,
I just want to see.
you don't have the permit. I have the case for you.
Okay,
Council revoked the permit.
right, back at that point, the code required the village council to revoke the permit, so Mr. Prasad was at 2 public hearings, where again, he was made well aware, of
No,
the
what I
process.
asked for this for was just, was he present, and he's not present, not present. So,
And these documents, I have the meeting minutes from October 17th, 2013 Village Council meeting, where Mr. Prasad was present. Again, there was plenty of discussion about the dock not being allowed to be there without the Improvement District's permission.
all right, and we're having conversations about the dock and using your 2011 dock permit number in August of 2013 with you, 2 years before the dock case came out,
That's correct.
okay? So,
The question is, why 2 years later?
why not? I don't know. I don't get to answer those questions. I don't even get to ask them. I just deal with what's put in front of me. What?
Mr.
Turn your
Prasad
microphone.
is on.
His phone was ringing in it, so I turned it off.
Okay. So there seems to be a lot of history here. You've gone before the council a couple of times. They haven't backed you up, I take it. They revoked the dock permit.
I went to Indian Trail, and the girl says, Indian Trail says to me, Mr. Prasad, if you like it, the only reason why I bought the property, I moved from Canada, 14 years. I came here to bought the house especially for the view of the canal. I explained it to Indian Trail. They said, listen, take the dock from the M1 canal and make it not into a dock, into a deck. So I spent another summer removing that dock and making it into a deck. So it's off the M1 canal.
But did you permit the deck?
I went there to Indian Trail.
No, not with Indian Trail. Did you permit the deck with Royal Palm Beach? They are your governing entity.
The deck.
The
So-
deck.
Yes, so I had to get permission from the Indian Trail. I gave them pay them a check of $250, and they rejected, and then they submit me another fine to remove the dock.
Okay.
The deck and the dock were all part of the same permit, which was ultimately revoked by the village council.
Right, and there was no new permit for a new deck.
Yeah, and then I went to speak to one of the gentlemen in,
So you went to the village council twice on this already.
I had enough of the village council. Then I went to talk to Ron, I think his name was Ron, and I says, this seems to be very unfair for me. Why am I subjected to remove my stuff? Meanwhile, the other people on the M1 canal are able to keep theirs. What am I? I'm just a taxpayer, just like everybody else. So is it unfair for me to have mine
I
removed?
have done other dock cases on the M1 canal, and I have sent other people to try to get approvals from Indian Trails, and I don't think they were successful, and they were either required to remove their docks or they were getting fined. So you're not in a different position than other people who have come before me.
Well, before I even submit for my permit, I went to the village of Royal Palm, and I said to the lady in the reception, I says, is there anything I should know before I build my dock? She says, do not go more than 3 feet into the water. If she had then and told me right then and there, Mr. Prasad, no one allowed to build anything. The village of Royal Palm in the business to make sure there's codes and things in checks and place and balance. And if they had told me that, I would not spend my 9 years and the headache behind this dock. And because of this dock, people goes into my yard looking for, like for example, the boat. My boat was hidden. Nobody can't see the boat. But guess what? For some reason, there's the boat, a small. Anyway, that's the story with the dock. The small shed, which is 2 feet by 8 feet tall.
And then we have boat parked in backyard, nutrient planter and swale without permit/variance.
Get a permit for that.
So you finally got a permit for that?
For what?
Planter, yeah.
The planter.
Yeah, he took care of that.
What planter?
I'm looking
When
at
you put in
case
this
15-2204.
You took care of that right away.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yes.
Okay, but it's, so we
Well,
have,
when I was aware that there was a lien against my house, I came in and talked to the village of Royal Palm, and then they told me you need to remove the shed, you need to remove the planters, and I think 2 more things. And then I talked to Mary Ann. I says, Mary Ann, I think I'm finished, and you need to come and look at it.
okay. Well, you had to have fixed everything just to appear here anyway to get a
Very recently, yeah.
fine request,
July
or
and
fine,
August of 2018.
fine reduction request. But, I mean, you fought with it for years and years, you know?
I'm not making no excuse. I had my injury in my neck and all the stuff that goes with it.
No,
but
I don't think-
that was not in my priorities.
Yeah, I understand there's other priorities in life, but, you know, normally it's almost easier to do some of these things, you know. Someone bought a house without it, with a shed on there and they didn't know. You know, you built the shed, it was a structure. You made it big enough, it's a structure. The lady who was here before with the.
It was a 2 feet shed. It was 2 feet wide and 8 feet tall.
Okay, well, see, now we're getting back to relitigating all these other things that you should have shown up for at these code enforcement hearings on. And you didn't show up for any of the code enforcement hearings because I checked back on the code enforcement orders and it says was not present. So I would have been educated about this and I would have known at least what was going on. There are other people coming in here who had dock issues, who went on to other places. I gave them more time. They couldn't get permits and they dealt with it from that respect. But if you're not going to show up here, I can't do those things for you. All I can do is deal with these fines from 2014 and 2015. Your argument appears to be that everything here was created by the dock issue and then they just sort of jumped on you for other things, but that really doesn't hold water because the shed and the structure without a permit were a year before the dock issue. Unless we're talking about, you know, the correspondence back and forth. So, okay. So what is the village's position with regards to this?
We would, in all 3 cases, be asking for 2 times our costs.
Okay.
So in case I can give you numbers.
Well, it'd be 10,000 on the first one, 10,000 on the second one, and 8,000 on the third one. That'd be 28,000.
Roughly.
What did I say the total was? 81.2. So what do you want to do? You don't want to pay anything because you have a problem with the village, right? Or do you want to pay something and deal with the situation and get it done with because the fight's kind of over now and all we're doing is picking up the pieces?
I will deal with it tomorrow.
What?
I'm gonna try to either talk to Mary Ann and deal with this on a one-to-one base, or I would deal it in another way.
Okay, well, he's withdrawing his request, I take it, because he wants to talk to someone, so withdrawn. All right, next.
Mr. Prasad, Mary Ann's no longer with the village. I'm Margaret.
Oh,
Talk to
sorry.
Margaret and see what you
Margaret.
can do, if anything. And if
All
not,
right,
I'll see you
Margaret.
back with other people. All right, next. Are we going for the Watsons or someone else?
Yes, so that one, 18-0051, 204 Bob White Road, Joyce A. Watson.
I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation and confirmation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification ownership.
204 Bob White Road. Joyce Watson here?
He's right there.
Okay. Go to the microphone, please, sir.
Okay, what is the amount of the fine?
$3,650.
Okay, and your costs?
1833.94.
You, sir, are?
My name is Barry Toe. I'm the new homeowner on this property.
Could you spell your last name, Mr. Toe?
T-O, Toe.
I would have added an E. All right, when did you buy the property?
I bought the property, I got title on this property on August 1st. And right after I got title to the property, I contacted the village to see what are the fine and what are the violations. And they gave me a list, and I immediately, I took that as my priority to-do list. So I fixed up the property because there were a lot of garbage. The grass was very high. And yeah, we just cleaned it up, the exterior, completely.
Sir, the property appraiser has this listed as Great East Properties LLC. Are you
Yes.
affiliated with them?
Yes, I'm the owner. I
Okay.
bought the property under that.
What's your title under that corporation?
Oh, I'm the owner.
Okay, it's just, it's your business?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you bought it with a lien on it?
I bought it at auction at the courthouse, and I did some search, some record search. I knew that there's some kind of violation on the property, but I'm not aware of the fines.
Okay, well. All right, what do you think you should pay on this?
I respectfully request the lien to be released and then the fine to be waived because I did not cause all those violations.
All right, well, I'll deny that because you bought it with the violations.
But then I immediately...
You fixed it, that's good because you're gonna
Yeah.
have to fix it anyway, or
Yeah.
you're gonna end up with more violations.
Yeah.
But, you know, you don't get to come in here and say, oh, I bought a property and I expect to waive everything.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm just gonna deny that. Sorry.
can you reduce the fine to like administrative costs?
Well, they're saying the administrative costs are $1,833.94.
Correct, and we ask for 2 times the
They
village's
usually ask
cost,
for
so-
double that, which is the $3,600.
So we oppose any reduction of this.
So, you know, that way people just don't go, oh yeah, we're gonna let $100,000 go when they have $5,000 in costs, so we'll just make it a $10,000 thing and let it go away.
No.
So, you know, I can't save everyone from themselves. You bought it with a lien, you get to deal with the lien. So the request for fine mitigation is denied.
So I have to pay how much I have to pay?
$3,650.
Correct.
You cannot reduce down to half?
You went in with your position and your position lost.
Okay.
Could have come in there with half, maybe that would have helped, but you didn't want it, so you didn't get it.
Okay.
It's not a negotiation here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, sir. Next is 15-2142, 270 Crestwood Circle, number 103, Gill Springs LLC.
Would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. And Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
Okay, what's the amount of the fine?
$22,000, and the village's costs are $4,344.37.
Repeat the cost, please.
4344.37.
All right, and who do we have from Gill Springs LLC?
Benjamin Schwab, I'm the new property manager.
SCH.
WAB.
WAB, prop manager. Now, how did you end up with this property?
Me and my brother took over in September of 2017 from the previous property manager, who is now the HOA for the property. So when we,
okay.
GRS Management, who was the owner's property manager. So the previous property manager, GRS, put in a brand new AC. They did the permit. They did everything. They never did the final step, which is to call the city to inspect it. When I took over a year ago, I didn't know about it. The owner hasn't been to the U.S. in about 4 years, lives in Switzerland. When we finally, he owns 3 properties in that community. When we went to sell the first one, which was sold a month ago, sold for cash, the title company did a lien search. That's when it showed up. Once it showed up, within 1 day, I called Service America to do, they're the one who originally did the AC. So I asked them why they didn't do it. They said that no one told them to do the final walkthrough. So me yelling at them didn't really help. So the owner had no idea because the owner was out of the country. I called GRS. They have no record of anything in terms of paperwork, and they won't give me anything because now they're the HOA, so I can't really yell and scream at them because I need them to approve the buyers for the 3 units that we were selling. So, and we couldn't sue the HOA, which we're going to do afterwards. So once we found out what it was, I called the city. I got a re-inspection. I had it closed right away. So as soon as I found out, within 7 days, I got it closed. I got everything done. I got it re-inspected. I've got proof that it was re-inspected.
No, they wouldn't let you in here unless you got the.
Right. So I'm just telling you what I've done in the 7 days that I knew about it. So that's where I am as of right now. So we are in the process of selling this. We are 2 weeks away. So obviously I can't sell it without this thing being mitigated. So I understand if the court costs are $4,000. So I know I can't get it lower than $4,000, so I'm not going to ask. So I'd like to get it, if it can be reduced to $5,000. And the owner had no idea about this. He gave us power of attorney to sell the places. He hasn't been to the U.S. in over 4 years.
Okay,
so
well,
I don't know where the documents were sent.
I don't know what the mail's like wherever he is. Where is he?
Switzerland.
Oh.
And the agreement that he had, from what he told us, was the property management, just like what I have, because I'm the property manager, that the property manager is in charge of everything. So he never knew about this the entire time. I asked him to get an affidavit in Switzerland. They wouldn't let him.
And they had a mailing address of Powerline Road in Boca.
Okay.
Right. So the property manager handled everything, and they never disclosed it to the owner. The owner knew. The owner bought the AC, paid for the AC. The owner did not know about permits or anything like that.
Okay. All right.
We would again be asking for 2 times our costs. Unfortunately, the notices were found to be legally sufficient at all the prior hearings. Where the owner has his mail sent is not up to the village.
No, I understand. I'm just letting you know that.
All right, well, what's going on with this thing?
Right.
I'd like to get it down to 5,000 if that's possible.
We would ask for 2 times, which is $8,688.74.
I can show you proof of, if you want, the paperwork of what we signed, the power of attorney, the things that we had. It took us 2 months just to get a power of attorney from the owner, and we had the owner's right address. And GRS was not helpful at all, and they're still not helpful.
I'll reduce it to 6,500 by 1212.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, next.
1001, we gotta swear him in. He came in.
Okay, staying on the same page, 16-1907, 1001 North State Road 7, CSG and MRPB LLC, and this person needs to be sworn in, whoever approaches the podium. Okay, never mind, he's an attorney, it's okay. I'm sorry.
And I thought you were Friendlies.
He's our translator.
I am friendly.
No, the prior case is Friendlies US Realty, Inc. I thought you were Friendlies. We're close. Okay, what do we have here? 16.
I do represent
Oh,
Friendlies.
okay. They're the same thing then?
So
No? We're doing this one.
The Friendlies restaurant.
it's CSG and MRPB LLC.
Oh, okay.
Did you call it?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the request for fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. And Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
Okay. Was not present. Okay. All right. Sir, your name for the record.
It's Francisco Gonzalez of Gonzalez, Shankman, and Buxton. And I'm here representing Royal Palm Beach, Florida, number 7330 LLC, which was the former tenant and operator of the Friendlies restaurant.
Okay. You are Friendlies. See, I got it right eventually. All right. So what is the amount of this one?
$30,800, and the village's costs are 3479.14.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, why should the fine be reduced?
Well, I spent quite a bit of time trying to piece together what happened in this case, and I can only speak for my client, who's the tenant. They were notified in November of 2017. Their manager there at Friendlies contacted Ms. Walker's office and walked the property, determined what the violations were. They hired their landscape contractor, Ms. David Womack, who is well respected in the area and has worked with the village, came up with a compliance plan. They spent over $13,000. After the holidays, implemented it, asked for reinspection, and when Ms. Walker went back out to reinspect, noted that the laurel oak trees were not of the requisite size and the canopy was not wide enough. Mr. Womack then provided Ms. Walker's office with an email from the nursery, which was Becker Tree Farm, basically stating that the size was not available, and it was due to the hurricanes, it was due to the trim back as a result of the hurricanes. And so at that point, requested a waiver. And Ms. Walker communicated, well, we need to look at if the plans were updated and see if there's a possibility of that. She entertained or proffered the ability to get a plan modification. So there was some discussion about that. It was also offered to maybe have it re-inspected when the trees actually grew to size, have it re-inspected. This was all in February of 2018. In March of 2018, my client sold this location along with others, and the buyer was supposed to deal with this post-closing, have it re-inspected or do whatever's necessary. Unfortunately, the buyer went belly up, was evicted, and was gone within 60 days. So then, my client still had obligations to the landlord and had a great relationship with the landlord and wanted to do right and fix this problem, retained us. This is back in May. We had a series of interactions with code enforcement, trying to determine whether or not we could have a modification to salvage what was planted there, over $13,000. We spent a few weeks discussing that until ultimately we had a communication from Kevin Irwin, who's the planning secretary, who said, look, you can do a plan modification, but we're not going to support it. It's not going to fly. So at that point, we asked their office, can you please specifically tell us what needs to happen to come in compliance, which Ms. Walker did. We again, my client hired Mr. Womack. They put together a compliance plan. Again, they reinstalled the trees to come into compliance, spent an additional amount of $67.60 to do so, and finally came into compliance. So we're requesting a mitigation. We understand there was some time gap, but once my client was made aware of it, has made not one but two attempts to try to do this and do it right. There were mitigating circumstances with the availability of trees. This is not a violation that's, it's landscaping in nature. It doesn't jeopardize the safety of patrons or create a hazardous condition. My client spent over $20,000 plus legal fees to do this. They're not a repeat offender, and again, took, the necessary steps once they were made aware of it. So we're requesting respectfully if we could reduce it to the village costs.
All right, and the village wants twice their costs because
Yes,
that's
sir.
what they like.
And that is 6958.28.
I'll drop it to 6,000 by 1212.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more case with you, I take it, or not?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Friendly U.S. Realty.
That's that Gloria.
What?
That's a totally different person.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next.
We need them to be sworn in at this point.
Who is the them?
The remaining.
All right.
So 1, 2.
Everyone who's here, please raise your right hand and say I do when we're done. Even if I've sworn you before, it just makes it easier. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay. So, 1212. Okay, I don't know why I picked it. It just seems alliterative.
So I'm gonna get him. I think our first case, you're.
You may not have it on, I don't know, Josh, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be here or not.
Well, you waited a long time to ask.
I don't think.
I don't remember his name, but I don't know. Well, he'll be easy if that's
I do need to talk to somebody, I want to make sure I'm going to get things, see, I had done this here. Well,
Hold the pen, and I'll show you where it's at right here.
you see my name up there. That's it.
Yep, all the way across. So it's gonna be 150 Valencia Street first.
All right,
For an assessment.
just
150
pages,
Valencia.
please.
Page 2, middle of the page. Case 18-734, 150 Valencia Street, Gary L. and Susan G. Pickett. That's you, sir?
No,
No,
right
he's
here.
over there.
Oh,
Right
I'm
here.
sorry, sir. I didn't see you go over there.
All right, let's pick it, 18. Okay,
I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the order, finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
all right. I guess the order continuing is probably the service on there, so let's deal with it.
I don't have any objection to that, any of that.
Okay,
Sir,
Yeah,
can you state your
it's-
name for the record?
Yeah, Gary Pickett,
all right. See, I remember him.
yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, this,
let them do their thing
okay,
first.
no problem.
Go ahead, what's going on?
Let me see that previous order. Yeah, unfortunately, we're at the fine assessment stage here, so this has been out of compliance for 7 days, based on your previous order, so we do need to ask for a fine to start running. So the fine amount would be $175 and continuing.
All right, Mr. Pickett, what happened?
Okay, here's the issue. Well, first of all, it's not on my driveway. It's on the pad next to my home that has my motorhome on there, okay?
Okay, well, I think they will consider that a driveway.
Okay, well, if that's legally a driveway, I'm
Yeah.
saying, so you can conceptualize what I'm about
Right,
to
okay,
explain.
so you have a
That's all,
pad.
I'm
Got
not
it.
trying to
Got it, no problem.
minimize the issue. So I had to repair the fence, and some other issues that were taken care of previously. They don't show on this because they were taken care of previously. But what happened was, the fence that was taken down was piled up in front of the motorhome. And I had to fight with the trash people to come by and pick that up, because I could not move the motorhome in order to repair the portion that's visible in the photograph there. I patched it as best I could, but it has to be drilled up and
Yeah, it has to be saw cut and redone.
it has to be saw cut. So I finally was able to move the motorhome after I fought with the
Public
trash
Services.
people to come and pick it up. And so I've discovered that there's some other cracks in there that also need to be repaired. They're not visible from the street because the motorhome is on there, so you can't see them. But when I got an estimate for repairing that, they indicated that rather than just fixing the portion that you see there, they could do that, but really what needs to happen is that the motorhome needs to be backed up further, because that's more solid, because if they just repair that area, it's just gonna happen again. It's just gonna sink in because there's a cable box right next to it. And I guess there are cables under there or what have you. So my motorhome can't stop right there. So I've got to cut the part of my house back, and I've got to pour the pad back further so that the motorhome doesn't stop right next to that box, which is what caused the crack there. So I need additional time in order to be able to do that. Or I can just repair what's you see that's visible, and I'll be back here probably in another 6 months, and it's going to crack again. So that's my situation. And so if you're going to start running a fine, I'll just have it repaired as quickly as possible. The fine really isn't the issue for me, because like you, I'm a member of the bar. I don't want a fine being assessed against me or my property for character reasons. So I would.
My wife got a ticket for watering on the wrong hour.
Oh, did you? Well, I've never even gotten a traffic
We had to pay
ticket.
that, I remember those days, yeah.
I've never
The
even
water
gotten a tra-
pollution.
I've never even gotten a traffic ticket before, but.
Well, I beat most of them.
What I'm asking for is, if you want to start assessing the fines, then, I mean, I can have it repaired in a couple of weeks. That's not a problem. But
I
I'm gonna
want to
be
make
back
sure
here.
that you repair it correctly and make sure your contractor gets a permit.
Yes, and
Right.
that's,
So you wanted him to fix all of it.
That takes 3 weeks right now. Permits are running 3 weeks or longer, so.
it's
Yeah,
a
he's
really,
gonna
I
need
thought it was
time.
gonna be an easy job. Ms.
Oh.
McLean has been wonderful and nice and very responsive. I have no complaints with her, but this is turning out to be a $5,000 job when it should have only been,
Right.
a few hundred. That's the situation I'm in.
All right.
That's the honest
Since
to
you
God's
said
truth.
such nice things about the code enforcement officer.
Well, she is a very nice lady.
See, you're sucking up great.
No,
I'm doing a status
I ju-
slash fine assessment hearing for 11, or for
I need.
12/12,
Okay,
because
that should give me enough time.
that'll give it 12/12, and he should have hopefully a permit by then, which will get you happy, get him on the way to repair.
Right.
And you will
Yeah.
save the money, yeah,
Can
12/12.
you establish compliance dates in that order for maybe the
Sure.
week before?
11/20, well,
Or 12/1, that should give them enough time.
12/1, or, what's the week before 12/12, 12/5?
Let me just make sure it's not a week.
I'm just trying to make sure that you have enough time to get your permit issued. that you-
12/5.
12/5, 12/12, or what was this,
5.
or 25?
5, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we've pulled all the previous permits, and,
that's fine.
but the
No,
company will know how to do
You have
that.
a lovely expensive toy, you want to take care of it.
I do, believe me.
Okay, spend the
Thank-
money on your pad.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Next.
I don't know who's next.
Okay, we have the last people we swore in.
It's fine, it's okay. Page 4, fourth one down, 18-1370, 139 Sparrow Drive, 5A, NT Real Estate Holdings LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order, finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400, permit information.
All right, sign green card equals service.
Can you say your name for the record, ma'am?
Nancy Tillis.
Thank you. Just a little closer. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership from the property appraiser website, and Exhibit 3 is permit information.
Okay, can I see this one?
Sure.
I never received this first notice.
This is just the affidavit of service indicating that this was posted at the property.
Okay, I am the landlord, but not the tenant, so I never received the notice.
You wouldn't receive this as an affidavit, you wouldn't receive that.
So this is the first, when I received this, I started acting on it. As
All
soon
right,
as
well-
I received
Yeah,
that notice.
let's get there. Do you?
Okay, I
aside
accept
from the
everything.
affidavit, do you have any objection?
No.
Okay.
All right,
She was objecting to the affidavit.
which she wouldn't get anyway. Okay, well, admitted without objection, or over objection. All right,
That's before I had service.
we have a permit that never got inspected, I take it?
It's expired.
Expired.
Yep.
What is your position, Ms. Tillis, with NT Real Estate Holdings LLC?
I'm the owner.
Okay. It's called managing member if you're an LLC.
Right.
All right, and what was the address for the service? The tax collector's roll.
The property appraiser, this is the same as this. It's French Royale Circle, 458 French Royale Circle, Lake Worth.
Yes,
That's your address, correct?
yes,
Okay.
This is the signed green card which went to that address.
yes.
Okay, so you got in service of some of this. You probably didn't get service of, I don't know, what didn't she get service of? Oh, this is the
I
phone.
think she's saying the previous order finding violation.
Oh, okay.
That would have been determined at the prior.
That was
Right.
also posted on the property.
Right, okay. So you have a permit for storm shutters, were they installed?
This is the situation. I originally applied for permits, and I was going to have all the windows done. Then we decided that we would probably want to sell the property, and we held off. I said, cancel that. And then we had a storm. So the company I hired, I guess they never canceled the permit. So the permit was outstanding. And then we had the storm, and I tried to do whatever I could to protect my tenant, which was I went back to the company, purchased the shutters from them because they could not put it up for me in time.
And so I hired a handyman to do it. Then the handyman put the shutters up. I wasn't aware there was a permit outstanding. I didn't think about it. So my bad. I didn't realize it. Then I received this notice. I went, oh my God, I have to take care of this. So I went to All American Shutters and I said, please help me with this. I spoke to Linda Walker and I said, what can I do? I was calling the village and I was calling All American and trying to get this taken care of. So finally, I actually drove down to All American Shutters and I said, please take care of this for me, whatever needs to be done. And they said, well, it's very complicated. I said, well, okay. So anyway, they did. They made a change of contract, a permit extension, and permit revision. So I did everything I could within the time frame. And now I'm ready to ask for whatever I need to do.
Which would have been an inspection, which you could have gotten after your handyman did it.
Well, they're going to, I guess, make sure it's right.
I got a permit to do this myself. Did it myself. They made me put up a couple of them. They came by and they signed off. It was no big deal. So you've had the permit re-upped?
Yes. This is what I have. Can I show you?
10/10? Today? Okay.
It was out today, so it must have been after.
And a change of contractor, a revision to admit the accordion shutters, and a change of contractor, and new permit application was submitted today.
Under this permit?
17, 13, 15, yeah.
What time?
I don't know the time. It doesn't date the time.
All right, so
So she submitted an application.
Because I have,
It hasn't been issued yet.
because I have one today that I printed out, 10/10.
well, it was lit too early.
Yeah.
All right, well, she's already done what she's needing to do.
No, I don't even have that.
What I mean on there. Is the permit issued
No,
now?
it's a
No, it'll
Yeah,
take, it'll take weeks, so let's, what did I do on the last guy?
Status slash.
Yeah, fine.
12/5 to
12/5, 12/12,
Yeah.
12/12, 25. Okay. Status/fine assessment. Hopefully, you will have everything completed, inspected, done all before 12/05, and you won't have to show up here because you'll get your affidavit of compliance, and life will be
Okay.
good.
Well, she actually needs to have the change of contractor and the permit extension granted.
Right, and then hopefully,
She's done with me.
We've got her for an expired permit.
okay, so then you're out of code, but you still need to get it inspected within 6 months to be out of building, or they'll kick it back to code.
Okay. Well, they're supposed to take care of it for me because I hired a company to do it.
Don't ever trust them.
Yeah, don't trust.
I will.
Don't trust them.
I will.
Follow through.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, hopefully that ends the live portion of our program. No, we still have one more?
We have him, and
Oh.
then we're gonna
Back to page 9.
Okay. Okay, we're back to page what, 9 now?
Yes, third one down. This is a violation hearing, 18-1525.
Ah, there you are.
Huh?
There he is, okay.
18-1525, 867 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Michael W. Thies.
So you want to go over there, please?
The podium, please, the microphone.
The code section is 2657 and 622-108.4, shed/structure built without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/4/18 and mailed the green card. It was signed. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
You printed the green card with green ink. That's gotta be expensive. Okay, your green ink shows a signed green card though, so you have service. All right, sir, your name for the record? Let me guess.
What's your name, sir? For the record? Your name?
Mike.
Your last name?
Thies.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1
What is that now?
Hold on one second, I'll get
Yeah,
there. The
we haven't
notice
had
of
those yet.
hearing. the
Okay.
Notice of violation.
Right, I have all that in here.
Okay. And this
Yeah.
is the signed green
But,
card.
so these are doubles then?
Yes, it's the same thing that you received,
Oh,
sir.
the same thing I have in
Yep.
here then?
Yep.
Oh, okay, very good, very
Yep.
good.
All right, do
Yes,
you have
yes.
any objection to him, sir?
Exhibit 2 is proof of ownership, Exhibit 3 is
not yet.
photographs. Do you have any objection to the
Wait a minute, what
documents?
is this?
It's a picture showing a roof.
What? Oh, I see what, yeah, that's my, this isn't, I was gonna say, that's not
No,
my
take it from
yard.
another yard, yep.
Oh, that's the other, yeah, I have to redo that.
Okay, any objection to these documents?
To what?
To the documents themselves?
No.
Okay.
All right, admitted without
No, I'm-
objection.
I'm currently getting all this organized so I can come in compliance,
Okay.
so whatever.
So you're trying to get this into compliance? My only
I know
concern
he was in
is,
the office and got the forms.
okay,
I don't know
my only
what
concern
stage
is,
he's at.
you need to check quickly to make sure your shed.
Let me,
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
You have to stay.
You have to stay at the microphone.
Well, I played drums for a long time, and these speakers sound like this to me.
All right, come on up here.
Yeah.
Come on over here.
No, I can hear you, I can understand you better than I can understand this.
You have to be on the microphone.
I have to be in this one, okay. Very good, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you're getting the shed or whatever structure permitted, correct?
It's that's what I'm doing now, right. We're getting this together, and I'm gonna have the guys come this weekend. They're gonna have to redo. First of all, let me tell you where I got this from. Steve Knight from the Alex Knight Architects, he's doing the drawings on these. And he
Okay,
took,
my only concern, sir, are two things.
yeah,
One, that your shed is not in a setback.
I believe.
that's exactly what I'm gonna tell you right now. He had already told me about this. He told me where I have to set, first of all, I have to take the shed apart because there's no cement pad. So I'm
Okay.
gonna have to have the guys take it apart.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop you right here. You're gonna take the shed apart before 12/5, I guess, and immediately upon its disassembly, you were going to call Ms. McLean, and she is going to
Well, that's what I
verify-
need to know is the
No,
number.
That's fine.
Yeah, I need to know somebody that I could,
Well,
because
that's-
he told me
well,
you would
we're-
send somebody to look at things, or is that
Well,
right?
we will.
No,
yeah.
you're gonna have an inspector once you get.
No, we're gonna do this differently. He's gonna take his shed down. He's gonna permit it somewhere else. I don't care where it's permitted. That's not a really responsibility of code enforcement. That's all building.
Well, actually, it is the responsibility
Well,
of code enforcement.
If he's got a permit, that's not, that's a.
Well, that's what I'm looking
So
for
what we're
here.
gonna do with him
Sure.
is, we're gonna let him take his shed down by 12/5, and you're gonna call her when the shed is disassembled, so she can see that the shed is disassembled, and it will no longer be a code enforcement problem. When you get your permit, you can put it wherever the permit says, in whatever the
Right.
manner the permit is,
Okay,
and then you will get it inspected by the building department, and hopefully you'll never see code enforcement again.
okay, and then I'll have a number where I can call, and, because that's what Steve told me, that one of you folks would come on it. Okay, great, that's great.
12,
'Cause I want this to be done.
5, 12, 12, $25. And what they're complaining about was the shed without the permit. Once you have it disassembled,
Right,
call her, she'll see that it's not there anymore,
okay, very good.
and then you don't have a
Good
code
deal.
enforcement problem. While this is going on, pursue your permit for the
Well,
replacement.
yeah, I've got all the new paper. By the way, I want to say this. When I first came in here, okay, first I'm going to complain, then I'm going to compliment somebody. When I first came in here, they gave me all this paperwork. So here, take it and fill it out. And I looked at it, I said, I'm not a professional. I was a mailman for 27 years. I had more cancer than you can imagine. And I get rid of all of them. I said, I'll probably need some help with this. They said, well, you're going to have to go check that and fill it out. I got no help at all. I came back 2.5 months later, opened everything up, said, here, I've got my survey, blah, blah. I said, that's the wrong paperwork. I said, that's what you gave me 2.5 months ago. What do you mean it's the wrong paperwork? Okay? Now I'm gonna compliment somebody, because when you do business the right way in America, you make out like I did when I was a big-time entertainer. Lauren McPherson took time to come over and help me.
That's
She
wonderful.
needs to be complimented, and when the mayor and I get together for a beverage, I'm going to compliment her to the mayor.
Well, you
Okay,
do, you do
so-
that for Ms. McPherson, and that is
She
wonderful.
did a great, I mean, she did. She came right, she said, let me help you, Mike. Let me help you. God bless her.
Good.
God bless her. Now, that's the way America needs to do business. Okay, so if I can get your numbers, Ellen, then as soon as, the guys are coming this weekend.
What's the phone number for code enforcement?
Yeah.
Yes,
The
do
guys
you have
are
a card?
coming this
Just,
weekend,
just
and they're gonna have to redo the roof.
5138.
Okay.
See, I've already talked to Steve told me everything I need
There you go.
to get done.
It's
so-
written down here on the side of your paper, and you
Okay,
have a
great,
business card.
Great.
Thank you very much. You'll get an order in the mail. You just need to get
All
the
right.
old shed down by 12/5 and give the lady a call.
Like 12/5 of, that's this year, right?
That is this year. That is.
Now, does that mean it has to be rebuilt and everything?
No, I actually want you to take it down and move it away, stack it somewhere nicely.
Okay, so taken down by 12/5.
And make
Well,
sure
I'm
she
hoping they
sees
can get
it.
it next week, you know, I
Well,
hope.
You need to apply for the permit, though.
Yeah.
And then you apply and get the permit, then you put it back where
Right,
they
well, I've
said.
got this here, so once we take it down, you can come look, and then we can finish the paperwork, and then I can, right?
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much, appreciate that.
No problem.
And I want everybody, to compliment Laura.
Great. I
She
wrote her
did a
name
Great
down.
job, and that's the way America needs to do business.
Great.
Do
Thank
a
you very
great
much.
job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you all, you be good. And who's Gail?
Me.
I'm Mikey. How
Nice
you
to
doing,
meet you.
lady? Whoa, strong hand.
All right, what else do we have here?
Gentlemen?
Because I have a ton of cases
Thank
to
you.
go through.
God
Bye.
bless you, and God bless these, United States.
Thank you,
All right.
sir.
I was an infantryman 50 years ago.
Excellent. Thank you for your service. All right, we're pulling these people back up for,
It's my understanding that they wish to be reheard. We,
May I ask your indulgence just for 5 minutes if we keep it short?
I have maybe 40, 50 cases I need to crank through here in about 20 minutes. So what are you going to try to ask for that's going to change my mind?
she has to be sworn in, and she needs to state her name for the record.
I'll
She
go
didn't do
state
that
your name for the
previously.
record, and what are you trying to say here in the next 5 minutes?
Linda Mauer, and I was the project manager who took care of the restoration of this property at 117 Cordova. And the reason I wanted to have further consideration for our fine mitigation is that there is a family now who have purchased this home. They have been waiting for more than a month for this hearing for us to be able to clear this documentation so that we do not do to them what was done at the time we purchased this property, as in all of the liens were not disclosed properly, and we wanted to hand over to them a very clean,
You have
mitigated.
huge legal issues that you need to have dealt with that
Well-
can't be dealt with at this place at this time. I need legal research on whether or not the first lien was valid. I need research on the timeframes of the registration requirements, and I'm not going to turn around and undo my order right now without that.
I'd like to apologize also for the confusion I caused because the information I stated was wrong after talking with Linda.
I know, and it's just, you know, this is not gonna get solved here right now, and I'm not gonna turn around because it's time and go, oh, I'll reduce it to nothing.
No,
pretty
I'm not
much-
asking that it be reduced to nothing. I recognize there are fees that have to be paid. I just have a family that's been waiting to close on this property for more than 30 days.
And it's not a problem of the Village of
So-
Royal Palm Beach because they didn't do anything wrong here other than maybe with the first one.
No.
So that needs to be researched by someone. No?
If you, we would be very pleased to pay the double portion of the city's costs if that's okay with you.
We don't oppose that, Special Magistrate. We don't believe that there's any errors in.
Okay,
the
well,
previous-
I don't care, it's all good. If you're going to want to pay the double costs,
Yes, and I
Absolutely.
apologize for the confusion because I
okay.
was wrong.
Throw me out some numbers here then,
So
718242.
just so we're clear in the record,
Let's be clear.
case 11-1253,
Mm-hmm.
2 times the village's cost would be $14,364.84.
By 12/12,
Correct.
because that's my new date here. Okay, the 211146 should be 422292.
Yes, sir. And that's case 17-0820.
Wow, look at my math skills. By 12/12
And then case 11-2223, 117 Cordova Circle again.
would
2
be,
times would be $10,442.28.
granted.
Thank you for your consideration.
You're
and
welcome.
You have 1 more minute. left.
Well, not really, because I have 40 cases.
Thank you.
You too?
Yeah, I don't have them up here with me. Do we want to take a quick break? We have till 9.
No, I'm good.
I'll go whenever.
You'll get orders in the mail.
Yeah, it goes to the military trail address, I think.
If you want to write it down real quick, 14.
Absolutely.
Got a pen.
One is 14364.
The first one is
I have
14364.
84. I can't read my own writing.
0.84. Second one, 4222.
And Doug,
0.92.
you have 64 cases.
Third
Oh,
one
see.
is 10.
10.
442.
Yeah.
0.2.
Hey,
We have
but,
to correct an order.
and you guys are fast though,
Yeah,
so
12.
let's
Yeah.
rock it.
Well, I didn't want you to be misled. You
No.
have 64 cases, not 40-something.
It's all good.
Thank you.
Let's take care.
All right, moving back to page 1, we're again in foreclosure authorization hearings, 15-1989, 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard, Echo LLC.
Go ahead.
So a fine was assessed from 1/29/2016 to 2/10/2016 at $25 a day for 13 days for a total of $325 and continuing until compliance was met. The fine total as of today is $24,625. The lien was recorded on 2/19/2016 at OR Book and Page 28112, pages 1102 and 1103. The lien has been recorded for 964 days. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, foreclosure notice of hearing, recorded orders assessing fine, the order assessing fine and service, and verification of ownership.
You have a signed green card, you have service, the order requesting foreclosure authorization is granted.
Thank
You
you.
can bifurcate, or you can quickly move this along a little easier if you just tell me the case number, the amount of days, and the recording information, and then we can just take it on.
That's fine.
16-2126, 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard, Echo LLC.
It was recorded on 1/20/2017. The OR book is 28842, and the pages are 1569, 1570. The lien has been recorded for a total of 628 days.
All right, number 2, is it homestead property?
It is not homesteaded.
Right, and that is the same,
It's the same property.
same for case number 15/1989, correct? Not
Correct.
homestead.
That's correct.
Non-homesteaded.
Right, granted.
All of these are.
That's what I'm trying to, you have 2 elements, I just
Yeah.
want to get your 2 in. More than 6, doesn't matter.
We don't need it. 17-1485, 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard, Echo LLC.
The lien was recorded on 10/27/2017. The OR book is 29432. The pages are 485 and 486, and the lien has been recorded for a total of 348 days.
And it's not homestead property. Okay,
Oh, and the lien's unpaid
okay,
on all of these.
okay. Granted. Next.
17-1549, 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard, Echo LLC.
Oh, and let me reflect for the record, you have the signed green cards for service. Go ahead.
Okay. The lien was recorded on 12/29/2017. The OR book is 29556, and the pages are 695 and 696. The lien has been recorded for 286 days.
Not homestead, not paid?
Not homestead, not paid.
Granted.
17-1961, 10245 Okeechobee Boulevard, Echo LLC.
The lien was recorded on May 25th, 2018. The OR book is 29877, and the pages are 1707, 1708. The lien has been recorded for a total of 137 days.
More than 3 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's not homestead, and the lien has not been paid, correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
Granted. Next.
Moving to fine assessment hearings, 18-917, entrance to Fairfax Village, Madison Green Master HOA.
I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we'd be asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
Granted.
18-0942, 125 Ponce de Leon Street, Angel C. Mesquita.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
I was hoping for a pretty fence picture. All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
This has been out of compliance for 11 days, so we'd be asking for $275 and not continuing fine.
275, no continuing is granted.
18-1002, 110 Biscaya Avenue, Angelo J. de Blasio and Angela M. Funk.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we'd be asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
Okay, let me just, it's just one picture? That's
Yeah.
thick paper. All right, granted, 325.
18-1623, confidential record, Timothy J. Maurer and Renee E. Wojens.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, Public Works work order and cost sheet.
All right, there are frequent flyers are on almost every docket. This time they had Bs. So what do you want with this one?
The fine the fine amount is $636. That includes $350 for abating the bees, $80 for mowing, and $206 in administrative costs.
636 is granted.
18-1677, 225 Ponce de Leon Street, NRZ Rio 6 Corp.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, Public Works work order.
Okay. You have service via posting, proceed.
The fine amount is $286, $80 for the mowing, and $206 in administrative costs.
286 is granted.
18-1379, 865 Hibiscus Drive, TAH 2018 One Borrower LLC.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures, and Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Is this a finding of fact or a small fine?
No, this is a fine assessment. Was out of compliance for 6 days, so we'd be asking for $300 and not continuing.
300, no continuing.
18-1447, 868 Lilac Drive, Corliss J. Larson.
Like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, the previous order, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service.
This has been out for 13 days, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 and continuing is lovely. It's almost a fence.
18-1055, 163 Dove Circle, Hector B. and Yvette L. McCrae.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, affidavit of service is service. Wow, that's what happens at T111 when you totally ignore it, huh? And
pretty
sidewalk
bad.
too. All right, how much?
This has been out for 13 days, so $325 and
325 plus
continuing.
continuing is granted.
Thank you.
18-1099, 10670 Bobby Lane, Lenville C. Pratt, and Kimberly Williams.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
All right, affidavit of service is service. 325 plus continuing?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Please. Thank you.
18-1151, 136 Heron Parkway, Kivette Parkinson.
I'd like to enter the following document into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, affidavit of service is service.
And in this one, subpart H, which is the wood covering windows, that will be a continue to comply. That's a finding of fact.
Wood covering windows is the H.
Yes, sir. But the rest of the code sections have been out for 13 days, so 325 and
325 on
continuing.
the stained structure plus continuing.
18-1185, 141 Sandpiper Avenue, William D. Hodling.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture. Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
Signed green card equals service.
Again, 13 days, so $325 fine and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
18-1007, 1181 Grandview Circle, Joan Pinkston.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
Affidavit of service is service.
This has been out for 12 days at $50, so $600 and continuing fine.
$600 and continuing. Someone needs to buy a weed eater.
18-1009, 1375 Donwoods Lane, Sherry L. Altman.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
Signed, green card equals service.
Again, 13 days out of compliance, so a $325 fine and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1013, 1482 Thornbank Lane, Estilia and Jacqueline Louis.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, green card service.
This has been out for 13 days again, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 is granted, plus continuing.
Thank you.
18-1193, 10793 Dalmani Way, Denilza Villalona.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have affidavit of service is service.
Again, this has been out for 13 days, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1425, 1280 Chorus Way, Shayna Thane.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation, affidavit of service, as well as a green card. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
All right, signed, green card equals service.
Again, 13 days, so a $325 fine and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-0842, 107 Princess Court, Ann L. Lebowski.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed, green card is service.
Again, this has been out of compliance for 13 days, so a fine of $325 and continuing.
Granted. Okay.
18-1172, 10155 Okeechobee Boulevard, Target Corporation.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures, or picture.
Picture. Signed, green card equals service. Everyone's into this stuff now, but they hate plan modifications, I guess.
This has been out for 13 days at $75 a day, so we'd be asking for a fine of $975 and continuing.
I hope they don't bury their heads. Granted.
18-1292 is being pulled. Repeat violation hearings, 18-1615, 111 Cortez Avenue, Stanley Parker.
Code section is 14-4A. This is a repeat violation for disabled vehicles. I observed this violation on 8/20/18. Mailed the notice of hearing, a notice of violation, posted on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, pictures.
Ah, hubcaps. How lovely. All right, so you have affidavit of service, you have service.
This has been out of compliance for 52 days at $75 a day, so we'd be asking for a $3,900 fine and continuing until compliance is achieved.
3,900 plus continuing. Hope it's a nice car.
18-1635, 116 Malaga Street, Keith Davis.
Him again.
Code section is 2318B3. This is a repeat violation for parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 8/23/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, pictures.
Chevy drivers. You have an affidavit of service. What would you like?
This has been out for 49 days at $50 a day, so we'd be asking for a $2,450 a day fine and continuing until compliance is achieved. Oh, no, I'm sorry, this complied on 10/10.
So
or
2450.
10/11, so it's not continuing.
No continuing. Granted.
Thank you. Yeah, was it continuing? Oh, I'm sorry, today is 10/10.
Plus continuing.
2450 plus continuing.
Black truck needs a home, huh?
Thank you. 18-1605, 1209 Moonlight Way, Alexandra Bricari.
Code section 1557, this is a repeat violation. I observed this violation for high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 8/18/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/20/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
So finding or how much?
Fine.
No, this was out for 38 days at $50 a day, so we'd be asking for a $1,900 fine and not continuing.
1900, no continuing.
Thank you.
Granted.
18-1659, 159 Sunflower Circle, Jean F. Duderval.
This also is a repeat violation for 1557 High Grass and Weeds. I observed this violation on 8/29/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/29/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
That little clump of grass or the weeds there looks like a bouquet in the middle of their lovely lawn. Okay,
Yeah,
what do you want with these?
Lovely weeds.
This was out for 16 days, so we at $50 a day, so we'd be asking for $800 fine and not continuing.
800, no continuing, could have bought a lawnmower with that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving next to violation hearings, 18-1309, 119 Country Club Way, Edward A. Negron.
Code section is 619D A and H. The structure and driveway and sidewalk are stained and the shutters are closed. I observed this violation on 7/12/18 and mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and posted it on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. All right, stains, and got it. What do you want?
Compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Granted, 11/29, 12/12, 25.
Thank you. 18-1312, 292 Ponce de Leon Street, Gloria F. Farley.
Code sections are 6190A and 6191. Such structure is stained and AC unit installed in the window is not to code. I observed this violation on 7/12/18, mailed a notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, you have service via posting, what do you want?
And you don't have an affidavit in there?
They didn't get done today.
Okay, this is a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted.
Oh, did you have it over in my other thing?
Yeah, it's all right. It wouldn't print at first, so I just.
It's all good.
18-1384, 170 Bilbao Street, Regino L. and Deborah C. Wells.
Ooh, dead vehicles, I love them.
Code section is 144A, disabled unregistered vehicles. I observed this violation on 7/16/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Do they just have black on there? They just taped
Electrical
over it?
tape, yeah.
Why make it more obvious? 11/29, 12/12?
Or $25 a day fine, yes, sir. 18-1385, 209 North Palma Street, Leonardo F. Molina and Alexandra N. Naranjo.
Code section is 2318B23, parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 7/16/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Okay, you have signed green card, you have service.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing, or
Granted.
$25 a day fine. 18-1398, 126 La Mancha Avenue, Jorge L. Dalen and Jorge L. Naranjo Jr.
The code section is 622-105.5. Permit for fence is expired. I observed this violation on 7/16/18. Mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, you have service.
Again, comply by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing, or $25 a day
Granted.
fine. 18-1399, 165 Rivera Court, Kenneth T. and Connie L. Ingram.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for water heater is expired. I observed this violation on 7/16/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
I like the multicolored green and orange. It's Miami Heat or Miami Hurricane colors. Okay. 11/29, 12/12,
Or
25?
yes, sir. 18-1431, 145 Bilbao Street, Michael D. Harrison.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for fence is expired. I observed this violation on 7/18/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture. Permit information, I'm sorry.
Permit information. You have service 11/29, 12/12/25.
Yes, sir.
Granted.
18-1450109 Fairway Lane, Brandon R. Garrido.
Code section is 6190H. The shutters are closed. I observed this violation on 7/20/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have posted service.
Again, compliance by 11/29 or 12/12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1451107 via Amelia, Gerhard, Frenzel, and Renee Farren.
Code section is 6190H. The shutters are closed. I observed this violation on 7/20/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Second floor is closed. How nice. Sign or posting is service.
Again, comply by 11/29 or 12/12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1480176 Bilbao Street, Robert C. and Robert McCarthy.
Code section is 6190A and 124C. Driveway is stained and garbage can is not screened. I observed this violation on 7/31/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, sign green card equals service.
Again, comply by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1484113 Valencia Street, Terencio Julius and Wilda M. Patterson.
Code section is 2318B3, parking on the lawn. I observed this violation on 7/31/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Sign green card equals service. Another Chevy driver.
This is a finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted for the Camaro.
18-1510109 Royal Pine Circle, Progress Residential, 2015, 3 Borrower LLC.
Code section is 2657, shed was done without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/3/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Well, if you're going to put a shed in your yard, don't put a tarp on it. Sign green card equals service. 11/29, 12.
No, this one is 11, comply by 11/1 or 11/14 or $25 a day fine.
So much for me guessing. Granted.
Thank you. 18-1513124 Valencia Street, Benjamin and Rosalinda Kincaid.
The code section is 2318B2 and 144A. 2 boats on the property and disabled unregistered vehicles. I observed this violation on 8/3/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Sign green card equals service. This guy has nice boats.
He got a new boat.
What?
He got a new boat.
Oh, so he has 3 now?
No.
You traded in the other 2? Is this 11/29?
11/20, comply by 11/29 or 12/12 or $25 a day fine.
Granted. What's wrong?
18-1572 251 Bilbao Street, DeWare Donta and Anna Maria Comer.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit for electric is expired. I observed this violation on 8/15/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing certified, and got the green card back signed. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, permit information.
All right, you have a signed green card. You have service.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1575 is being pulled. 18-1585 208 Natchez Trace Avenue. Is that
Lauriston
right?
Sims?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Lauriston Sims.
Code section is 2657, shed was done without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/16/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, got the green card back signed but not dated. I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
I almost bought a house there. That's a monster of a shed. Signed green card equals service.
Compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
18-1598, 757 Orchid Drive, Charles Evans and Joe Ann Downey.
Code section is 6198A. The structure is missing paint. I observed this violation on 8/17/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and got the green card back signed but not dated. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Peel it off. Signed green card equals service.
Again, compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
18, and this next one is a correction. It should be 18-1600, 654 Hibiscus Drive, Barry A. Bradley.
Code section is 6190A. Structure is missing paint. I observed this violation on 8/17/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, and got the green card back signed but not dated. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
Looks like the house has acne and the guy has a weird signature. But you have a signed green card, you have service.
This is a finding of fact.
Granted. It looks like he was in the process thereof.
18-1624, 122 Spanish Pine Terrace, Ricard R. Evans.
Code section are 1557 and 15132. High grass and weeds, vegetation growing over the sidewalk and street is a hazard to pedestrians and traffic. I observed this violation in 8/22/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, affidavit of service is service, and the guy has a lot of plants.
We'd be asking for compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
12/12/50 is granted.
18-1636, 223 Ponce de Leon Street, Fitzroy O. and Pauline L. Darlington.
Code section is 2318B3 and 2657, parking on the lawn and canopy without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/24/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and the gentleman came in the office and signed the actual
I see.
paperwork there. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
This is next to the 3 garage house. But just move your stuff over. All right, what do you want on this one? 1129?
Compliance by 1129 or 1212 fine hearing or
25 is granted.
18-1665, 726 Gardenia Drive, James S. and Linda W. Hill.
Code section is 1557, high grass and weeds. I observed this violation on 9/1/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, got the green card back signed but not dated. Like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
All right, you have a signed green card, you have service, and front yard's not horrible, but the backyard's great.
This one, we'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
11/1, 11/14, 25 is granted.
Thank you. 18-1704, 2093 Reston Circle, Bart Kaplan.
Code section is 144A, disabled unregistered vehicles. I observed this violation on 9/13/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
The Saturn and the Volvo. All right, you have service via posting.
This one, we'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1529, 11600 Balsam Drive, 11600 Balsam Drive Land Trust, and Florida Rental Specialist LLC Trust.
The code section is 6190A, 1 and 5. Sidewalk is stained. I observed this violation on 8/4/18, mailed the notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified, and posted them on the property. I'd like to enter into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, picture.
House is beautifully painted. You have a signed, well, you have an affidavit of service, so you have service.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/1 or the 11/14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
18-1504, 10418 Carmen Lane, Constance J. Cowley.
Code Section 06190H, boards on window. This violation was observed on 8/2/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/3/18, and I got the green card back. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, is the board on the
There's one in the
one on
front
top
and
of
one
the
in the
little
back.
window shaker unit?
Yeah, and there's one
Okay.
further in the back as well.
I can sort of see that one. That's
Yeah.
the one that's going to win you your case.
Bad pictures, thank you.
1129,
Or
1212.
12 or 25, yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1508, 10863 Delmonte Way, Arthur H. Jacobs.
Code Section 06190D, planting areas not maintained. I observed this violation on 8/2/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/3/18, and posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Affidavit service is service. He has weeds growing everywhere.
We'd be asking for compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
18-1458, 123 Meadowlark Drive, Aranci Cardero, sorry.
My mistake. Code Section 2657, 622, 108.4, building without a permit. I observed this violation on 7/24/18. Sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/24/18. The owners came in on 7/25/18 and received a copy. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
What did they build?
It's where you can see the blue tarp. It's a great big huge shed structure building thing.
Got it. I see it right through the green leaves barely.
Yeah, it's
Okay, your
large.
testimony is good. All right, what do you want?
Compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1493, 117 J Court, TAH 2017, 2 Borrower LLC.
Code Section 06190A1 and 2, the structure is stained. I observed this violation on 8/1/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/2/18. They signed for it on 8/6/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Signed green card equals service. What would you like?
Compliance by 11-1 or the 11-14 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1522, 10711 Bobby Lane, Jasmeet, Dama, Lufite, and Saint Lean Petit Frere.
Code Sections 14406190A, disabled vehicles and the sidewalk is stained. I observed this violation on 8/3/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/3/18, and the owners picked up on 8/16/18 as well as got a green card. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, can I have the backup camera, please? Now you have a signed green card, you have service. What would you
And
like?
this one, code section 14-4, which is disabled vehicles, is a finding of fact.
Okay,
And then the remaining code section, sidewalk is stained, is compliance by 1129 or 1212 or $25 day fine.
granted.
Thank you.
18-1542, 133 Heron Parkway, Amy F. and Daryl Nelson.
Code Section 622-108.4, they installed a paver walkway without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/9/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/9/18, and they received it on 8/15/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, a picture. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
How dare they put pavers out? They're increasing the impervious surface of their lot.
Taking away from it.
Okay,
This one we'd be asking for compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
granted.
Thank you.
18-1556, 140 Heron Parkway, Mark R. and Rebecca P. Castro.
Code Section 9.5, the hedges exceed maximum allowable height. Observed this violation on 8/14/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/14/18, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a big bush there.
We'd be asking for compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1557, 1054 Harmony Way, Fabio Tesserone.
Observed Code Section 06190A1, 3, and 5, driveway and sidewalk are stained. This violation was observed on 8/14/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/14/18. They signed for it on 8/16/18. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Why would you pour a new driveway extension and leave a strip of grass in the middle?
Maybe they had to.
Why?
I don't know. Drainage.
Just something to mow?
Oh,
All right.
really? You're not mowing that?
You have a
You're
signed
gonna-
green card? You have
Yes, I
service? What do you want?
Compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1563, 1339 Denlow Lane, Joseph and Marie and Daniel.
Code sections 622-105.591, fence permit has expired. This violation was observed on 8/14/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/14/18. They called me on 8/22/18. So I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
You get a permit, just call for the inspection. It's just a silly fence. All right, so
We'd
you
be
have
asking
service.
compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1564, 233 Bob White Road, Nadine Jean Jacquez or Jax.
622-105.591 are the code sections. Again, the fence permit has expired. I observed this violation on 8/14/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/14/18, posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Okay, you have service.
We'd be asking for compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1580, 135 Canterbury Place, Uma Thurum of 11.
Code section.
Shot.
Code section 2317, 124C, 15132, 06198, 13 and 5. Parking over the sidewalk, garbage can is stained. Garbage can is in public view, it's stained.
The room of Olive
Landscape debris, sidewalk, and driveway are stained.
Just have to pick your combinations there. You have a signed green card. You're having a lot of fun with the driveways
Like to
being
enter
stained.
the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
See, I'm just wondering, just for fun, are those like inline skate marks in there, or someone's running something through their moldy sidewalk?
Yeah,
You can
it's
see the
either
lines. It's like kids are skating or something.
Rollerblades or something, yeah.
Rollerblading. All right, you have service.
This is going to be a bifurcated order, so
Okay.
code sections 23-17.
Which
and
is?
Parking over the sidewalk, and
And?
15-132, which is landscape debris. Those are findings of fact. And the remaining code sections, we'd ask for compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
Made an interesting Venn diagram here. 11,
29 or
29,
12,
12,
or 25.
12, 25 on 06-190 A1-35 and 12-4C.
And 12-4C.
I got that. And 23-17 and 5-132 are findings of
Finding of
fact.
facts.
Correct.
Granted.
18-1604, 1084 Grandview Circle, TJ Salter.
Code section 14.4, 2316, 14.2, 15.132, 15.143, disabled, unregistered, unused vehicles parking in the swell area for extended time. Miscellaneous items on swell has bare spots. I observed this violation on 8/17/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/20/18, posted it to the property and talked to the owner on the same day. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Disabled, yes. Unregistered, yes. Unused?
It never moved.
We'd be
You have
asking
service. What do you want?
compliance by 11/29 or the 12/12 fine hearing or $25 day fine.
I like it's got a 2012 tag on there that they haven't moved for 6 years. Granted.
Thank you. 18-1627, 146 Meadowlark Drive, Mark S. and Shirley J. Morrison.
Code section 14.4, disabled unused vehicle. I observed this
The theme.
violation on 8/22/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/23/18. And I don't know when I got it back. But I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Is it the Jaguar or is it the thing under the
They
tarp?
have many Jaguars.
Oh,
It's
they're a
mainly the
Jaguar
one-
collector.
Yeah, under the tarp, I told them that they need to display the current tag. They have moved it to the other side of the driveway, but I still have no evidence that it has a,
You know, these are all old
Current
enough to be
vehicle.
classic Carly and car insured and it costs nothing. So
Yeah.
if they don't want to do it, that's fine. You have service
Compliance by
1129,
1129 or
1212, 25 is granted.
thank you.
18-1658, 159 Sunflower Circle.
Code section 06190, A1, 2, 3, and 5, sidewalk and driveway are stained and the garage door needs repaired. I observed this violation on 8/29/18, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/29/18, and posted it to the property as well. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
You got a wooden garage door. You have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by 1129 or the 1212 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
18-1571, 520 North State Road 7, CP Ipers Coral LLC.
Ms. Walker?
We're almost done, huh? Thank goodness. Is this it?
Yeah.
I think this is it. I think this is it, Miss Walker.
And I can't do the abatement order here because I didn't download it to the folder.
It's okay. Email it to me and
Code
I'll
section
sign it.
is 16-1A, 16-9, the description, operating a business without a business tax receipt. This violation was written on 8/14/2018, and it was signed for but not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 business tax receipt information.
All right, your signed green card without a date is acceptable service. What would you like?
We would ask for the BTR license fee plus 25% penalty, plus the 25% late penalty, plus the $250 administrative fine, and the $250 penalty.
So it's $500 plus, well,
Yeah, we
an
can't
unknown
give you a
amount?
total because it'll have the license fee.
It's based
in
on
there.
inventory.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. That's $250 plus $250 plus a unknown amount that you will provide in the order that I will sign, which was granted.
Okay, thank you.
Well, it won't have the unknown amount.
Well, it'll have an unknown amount inclusive, won't it? Plus,
Well, it'll say the business
say
tax.
plus the
business
business tax receipt
5%.
plus 25%,
Okay.
which is the unknown amount.
Okay, all right, you're right.
I'm wrong. It's time to go. Life is good. We're adjourned. The agenda is amended.